There we go. All right. So, what can you expect, particularly for those that are brand new? We appreciate you taking the time to join us. You could be anywhere but here, but you're here. You're here, open to learning. So we're hoping to show you some things that are worth your time. So bear with me. Let me switch that to full screen, and let me go back to okay. So as most of you who are repeat offenders, thank you for joining us again. You know the word at the beginning of this presentation and information gathering and sharing session is transformation. So if you've not seen this, or you have seen it and you've already experienced transformation, put some shout outs in the chat, because what you're going to see today is about a 45-minute overview of a platform called GoBabyTrade. It is a crypto trading, automated crypto trading platform with enhanced with AI. And the star of the dish, as Mr. Barsano, welcome, sir, always says, the star of the dish is the money management part of the platform. But you're going to see so many wonderful things today that and Mr. Barsano could attest to. Everybody said it couldn't be done, but he conquered the market. Not only conquered the crypto market recently, and I say recently within the last 3.5 years, but also the stock market. So if you want to play in any one of those venues, we prefer the new digital money revolution, because you couldn't live, as Mr. Hevesy says, you couldn't live 10 lifetimes and have the opportunity that you have right today. This system will change your life. Watch the chat, particularly if you're brand new. We've got a lot of folks that have entrusted in us to share this information, that have taken advantage of the opportunity to become part of the GoBabyTrade family. And they'll tell you how good or bad. We have yet to see any negatives, but you know, one day, maybe, but not today. You're going to see a platform that literally trades 24/7, 365, eliminating most, if not all, of the risks that exist, right? The world could end tomorrow, has nothing to do with the system, but within this trading platform and money management platform, there's not a stone that has not been overturned by Mr. Barsano and his team that makes making money boring. You're going to see what I labeled the billion dollar report that is available within the trading system, that makes it super easy, because it points out and identifies optimal trading opportunities, right? We'll talk about volatility and why that's important. You're going to see a live demonstration of a couple of different accounts, and I have a trading account that I'm going to show you how I set it up and why I set it up, and what changes I made, modifications based on the tools that Mr. Barsano and his team have provided, and you will see pretty amazing results. Everything you're going to see today is factually based. We're not going to try to predict the future, other than it looks very bright. We're going to talk about a 90% down market, and how this platform has just outperformed any other place where you can put your money. You're going to understand by the end of this, one of your takeaways is it really is a set it and forget it trading solution. And we're glad you're here. So hang on, I got another slide. Don't blink, because it's all red. So I'm not going to read this word for word, but just letting you know, what you see today is for educational, informational purposes only. It's very, very important that you pay attention, particularly if you want to change the future of your part or all of your financial future. Right? We're not advisors. We're not licensed. We're professionals, but we're not licensed professionals. We're not tax consultants. We're not attorneys. We're here providing you, Attila and I, are me as your co-host, co-host Edward Pereira, and my co-host Attila Hevesy. We are the marketing and informational support system for standing as a conduit in between Mr. Barsano and his team and Crypto Casey, which is probably how you got here, because you're either a rabid fan of Crypto Casey like we are, or someone recommended you to be a rabid fan of Crypto Casey. And we're glad you're kind of fans of us too. So everything that you see is there's no guarantees of future performance, but we are going to factually take you back 3.5, almost 4 years of when this crypto trading platform came to be and was born after 25 years of hard work by Mr. Barsano. And then I mentioned it's never seen a bull market, and everybody's getting ready for the big upturn that we know that this new nascent space and digital money revolution will bring. You're here at your own risk. It's as is. There isn't any risk unless you fall off your chair when you see some amazing results. But as I always say, strap into your 6-point harness and get ready for the ride. I'm going to introduce my co-host. He's going to tell you a little bit of a backstory, and then we're going to turn it over to Mr. Barsano to share the wonderful things that he has done and created for everybody. So with that, welcome, Mr. Hevesy, Mr. Barsano.
All right. Very good, Edward. Thank you. And hey, folks, welcome to the Zoom this afternoon. Like Edward said, you have a choice of being anywhere. You're here, and that's a really, really smart move. You'll find out very, very soon why that's a smart move. But my job is to give you a little bit of background of how I met Mr. Barsano and how this all came about. And as a result, you're all here. Now, Ed, usually I steal your thunder about the Navy, going from the Navy to being one of the first people hired by Microsoft. I'm going to let you tell that story briefly today. I'm just going to let everybody know that in 2000, because of what happened to you with the stock market crash, you did develop for the world something nobody else had, which is a fully robotic autonomous stock market trader. And that stock market trader was pretty amazing because it turned itself on at 9:30 with the stock market. It traded for you all day long, taking profits, buying more at a lower price. And then it turned itself off at 4 o'clock. 100% unattended. Now, my background is purely financial. At that point in time, when I met you, Ed, in 2012, I had never seen anything like that. It's amazing today. Back in 2000, 2001, it was a mind blower. And even when I met Ed Barsano in 2012, it was a mind blower for me. And I knew about finance. So, and my background, by the way, is finance. I don't want to bore you with the details, but 5 years ago, September 2020, I was in the right place at the right time, and I decided to just engage fully in this, what we call the digital money revolution, which is, blockchain, AI, decentralized finance, crypto, etc. Best move I ever made. But getting back to what happened in 2012, a good friend of mine said, Attila, how'd you like to make money in the stock market without doing a thing, like without doing anything? It sounds great, but I don't know how that's even possible. So he said, let me introduce you to somebody. So he introduced me to Ed, and we spoke for a little while. And after about 20 minutes, I said, stop talking. I'm sold. I bought the trader when he explained what he had developed. I'm talking about Ed Barsano now. And this thing worked amazingly well. Now, I will admit, it was a little cumbersome back then to download the software. It took about 60 to 90 minutes, much unlike today. Today it's web-based, which you'll find out about real soon here. But anyway, so and a funny thing happened back then. There was a marketing company that approached Ed, and hesitantly he decided to team up with them. But they sold a lot of licenses, like $16 million worth of licenses in just 2 years. But you know how tough partnerships are. He decided to protect his brand. He saw some things that he didn't like, so he said, you know what, I'm going back to solo. And he did that. And then in 2018-ish, he sold out to a hedge fund that had previously purchased many, many licenses from him. And then he was approached by quite a few people that had owned the robotic stock trader license. And they said, Ed, why don't you develop a trader just like you did for the stock market for the crypto market? And he was pretty busy, and at first he didn't pay attention, but finally in 2000 he paid attention and he said, you know what, I think I'm going to do that. And in April of 21 he launched that. Now, this is kind of where the story takes a very interesting turn. March of 2024, I was sitting at my desk, and I have a nice crypto portfolio, but really I'm a cash flow guy. I love cash flow. I believe the saying that I heard as a kid, which is cash is king, from my parents and friends of my parents, I believe that's out the window. I do believe that's morphed into cash flow is king. So I'm sitting there saying, how can I safely and securely take my stable coins or my crypto and just earn more crypto on it? That's cash flow, right? Who was it? I was Warren Buffett had the famous saying, if you're not making money while you sleep, you're going to work till you die. And I heard that many years ago, and I wholeheartedly believe that's true because we can only work so hard. So it took me a full day, but it kind of hit me between the eyes. And I remembered Ed Barsano, and I said, oh my gosh, I'll bet my life on the fact that somewhere in the last 3 to 4 years, Ed has developed and created a trader, autonomous trader for crypto. So fortunately, I still had his phone number in my iPhone. I tracked him down. We spoke for 3 hours. And he said, Attila, when I lit this thing up, he said, number one, I'm done with stocks. And number two, he said, this is light years ahead of the stock trader. And I remember the stock trader, how amazing it was. And I'm like, it's light years ahead of the stock trader? He said, yeah. So he gave me 4 compelling reasons why. Now, this is where you really need to listen carefully because this made a lot of sense to me and it should make a lot of sense to you. He said, number one, stocks trade 5 days a week, 6 hours a day. Well, crypto 24/7. That's a big, big advantage. And I agreed. He said, number two, you know as well as I do, Attila, he said, that in order to have success in any kind of trading, you must have a ton of volatility. And there's no asset class with more volatility than crypto. And I agreed again. That's just the factoid. But number 3 and number 4 is what really got me. And number 3 was the fact that he said, Attila, it's not downloadable software anymore. It's web-based. And I said, Ed, I'm not sure what that means. How does that translate for us? He said, when you buy this license, I could have you trading live in less than 10 minutes. And I was like, what? Because I remember the old days. It was nothing like that. So I said, giddy up, let's go. I bought the trader on the spot, and in 8 to 9 minutes, I was trading live, connected to my Coinbase with just under $10,000. And that blew me away. That's a biggie. And number 4 was really the one that made me think and got the wheels turning in my head about bringing this or helping Ed Barsano bring this to market, to the world. And that was this. He said, Attila, I created an API connection whereby this trader, which is just a tool, connects to your own Coinbase or your own Kraken account. So guess who controls your money? You and only you. Now, I thought this was genius because in the previous 3.5 years, when he told me that statement, I'm embarrassed to say in the previous 3.5 years to him telling me that, I lost a ton of money trying 5 different blockchain crypto cash flow projects that it didn't work. And the reason it didn't work is I didn't control my money. My money was sitting on a third-party exchange or wallet. That's a big deal, folks. So as far as safety and security, you're as good as gold here. Remember that. There's no way Mr. Barsano can touch your money if he wanted to.
Me, do I
So
look like a crook or what?
Is it your
is it your
complexion?
complexion?
You might beat you to it. Sorry about that.
Yeah. But anyway, so I said, Ed, we gotta bring this to the world because I'm full-time blockchain, crypto, DeFi, and I know this will resonate with a ton of people. To be able to make money in your sleep, like with a tool like this, is unreal. So before I introduce Ed Barsano, and I'm probably going to turn it over one more time to Edward real quick for something, a really cool visual. But remember 2 things as we go through this. Actually, 3 things. The first thing is sometimes Ed Barsano says, as when you do this or when you do that on the trader, we're not doing anything. The trader does it autonomously. It's just a way of speaking. So remember, it's autonomous, it's robotic. You don't need to touch it. So the second thing I'd like you to remember is when we say set it and forget it or 100% unattended, we really, really, really mean that. So there's no screen time required. This is not copy trading. There's no interaction needed by you, the licensee, to make this work and have it make money for you while you sleep. Absolutely none. It literally is set it and forget it. Now, obviously, it requires 8 to 10 minutes to get it set up initially and connect to your exchange. But after that, zero screen time needed. And the last thing I'll say is this: please understand clearly and concisely what Ed Barsano has brought forth to the world. It's really fascinating. It's never been done. Without anybody being an accredited investor, without anybody knowing anything about trading, without anybody knowing anything about cryptocurrency, you hardly have to know anything about computers. You could now automate a portion of your financial life and make money while you sleep. Folks, what is that worth? I mean, it's worth a lot, believe me, because there's a lot of money to be made. We can, like Edward said, I always say this, you can't live 10 lifetimes and have this kind of financial opportunity we now have. The rails have been built. The foundations, Bitcoin's already 16 years out there. It's not that new anymore. And it's now getting to that point where it's been going like this, steady, 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 but now we're about to go like this real soon, like a rocket. So with that, Ed, I'll get to you in a moment, but Edward, do me a favor. You changed strategies back in March with your paper trading account, and I'm flabbergasted every time I see your account. Do you mind bringing that up real quick and sharing with folks what happened there as far as?
Sure.
Yeah, thanks.
All right. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
All right. Well, let me start with why I changed my strategy. Is because Ed and his team created something called, I call it, the $1 billion report.
Yep.
So that report, as I in the expectation slide, as I suggested, all by itself, not all by itself, with millions of lines of code, but all by itself for you, highlights the most volatile cryptos on the exchanges. That be the two exchanges, Coinbase and Kraken. Prior to that, it was just, okay, all right, let me see which one I like, and everybody follows the biggies, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, whatever your favorite is as a buy and holder. And when I say buy and holder, prior to this platform, you were either a guesser or a buy and holder, right? And even with a professional trader, this is something that takes away 10 years of you having to go figure it out. If you ever wanted to bang your head into a screen for 10 years to learn how to be a professional guesser, nothing like this existed. And like I said before, everybody told Mr. Barsano, this can't be done. He said, no, you mess with the wrong guy. I'm going to conquer the market. And he did, both in the stock market and the crypto market, thanks to us, or blessings to us by his hard work and dedication. But he's done it. Now you're exposed to something that literally can be the ATM of you for the rest of your life. We consider this a life trader. It's not a get rich quick scheme. It's not a scheme. It is a professionally created platform that you get to take advantage of. And we'll talk a lot more detail. But that's how I got these top 5 coins. Zora was an experiment. We had somebody come and join us on one of the master classes that said, hey, I don't see Zora on the $1 billion report. And the reason why is Zora is relatively new, 4 or 5 or 6 months maybe old. And the $1 billion report is a 1-year look back on the most volatile coins that are traded and tokens that are traded. So other than that, WIF, Pepe, Ondo, and Bonk is how we got there. And they came right from the report. I didn't have to do any research. I just went, oh, look, those are the most volatile. And why do I care about them being volatile? Because this platform eats volatility. In any sort of trading, you need lots and lots of price movements that make it very, very easy. And you'll understand that when Mr. Barsano talks about what this does, why it does it, and what the strategy is behind it. It's very, very simple. It's not complicated. But as I said, it's almost billions, millions of lines of code, and 25 years of dedicated service and refinement that now is presented to you. So on the left-hand side, I started with this paper trading account, simulation account. The machine doesn't know if you're simulating or it's really live connected to your account. Now, this is a simulation account I have, and we all do have other accounts, but this was done specifically because I wanted to, as Mr. Barsano released this $1 billion report. It's really called the high trade count. I wanted to prove that his research and the creation of this report worked, and wow, did it. So you can see I started the simulation March 25th of this year. So we're now 6 months and 2 weeks. I started with $100,000. You can see, we'll go over this very briefly, and then we'll talk about it in detail. So in the last 30 days, autonomously, it's created $2,340.79 in passive profit, right? Total over the 6-month period, total passive. No more money in, no money out, just letting it do its thing, trading autonomously, has created a profit of almost $43,500. That's not bad, particularly if you double that and it's running at an 87 and change % return in a year. Now, again, I mentioned in the expectations, we're talking about a 90% down market since this platform launched. So how is it possible that it spits out 85+% on your money? Because it doesn't miss a beat. While you're sleeping, it takes advantage of every market move and simply takes what Ed Barsano calls free money. Now, you'll see a disparity between the total profit and the current profit saved. So it has a mechanism in it, which we'll go through in detail, that when you purchase the license, it's automatically defaulted to save 100% of your money. So if it puts $10 in the market and it makes $1, it throws the $1 into a save bucket and it redeploys the $10 to continue to make money for you. You can change those and manage those percentages to keep half and roll half in or compound back in. You can that's one of the few settings in this platform that I would suggest that you have total control over. You can manipulate a lot of other settings, but I'm going to say this now, and we'll say it another 27 times before we leave you today. Don't change the settings. Why? 25 years of optimizing this system by every single day. I don't think Mr. Barsano and his team come out for lunch breaks. They may eat at their desk, but I can tell you they work tirelessly to continue to refine the system. So don't mess with greatness. If you think you can outsmart and outthink 3+ million lines of code, be my guest. I highly suggest that you don't. Just let it go and let it make money. So it was defaulted to save 100%. I changed it to save 0 because I wanted to see as it profited and compounded back in what it would do. Well, you can see what it's done. $43,500 over a 6-month period. I then changed it. Okay, what does it look like in the last 3 months? I changed it from save 0 to save 100%. So in the last 3 months, it's generated almost $20,000 in profit. What does that mean? It makes it invisible. Those profits are invisible to the trader. All the money is in your exchange. It never leaves your exchange. The last thing I'll say about this platform in detail is the trading system has no authority except to send, buy, and sell orders. It can't transfer money. It's all in your account. People ask, well, wait a minute, where does that savings bucket go? It's in USD or USDC, however you decide to fund the trader. But that 19,000 is invisible to the trader in this example. So it is sitting there waiting for me to spend it. So with that, we'll go over this detail. Mr. Barsano will talk about what else you see, but this is as simply put and as less complicated or the least complicated it can possibly be to automate your financial future. So with that, I'm going to turn it back over to you, Attila, and we can go from there.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that. Those are incredible results on 100K in 6.5 months. $43,000 return. Now, folks, like we said at the beginning in the red letters, there's no guarantees here. Your results, depending on when you start, which coins you're in, which 3 or 4 coins you're in, and what the market's doing, it is totally market dependent. It could be half that. It could be 1/3 of those results. But guess what? It could also be double that. We don't know. Everything we talk about today is market dependent. So, like today, I've got 6 buys on my simulation account because nothing's moving, but it's moving enough to buy more positions. Yesterday, I had 4 profits taken because the market was going up. So it's that simple. So with that, I want to introduce our special guest, the creator of GoBabyTrade. And Ed, why don't you include a little bit of your background going from the Navy and how you got hired at Microsoft and how you developed and why you developed the trader and all that.
Well, it was so much fun when you used to talk about me. That was more fun.
All right, I could always go back to it. We're just experimenting.
No, it's okay. I always like to hear about me.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, first I want to thank Crypto Casey for inviting me to speak to her audience, to her followers. They call me, Ed, you missed it. Attila used to call me a genius, so I guess you missed that. I have to call myself a genius now, but I'm not a genius.
We call you a genius, and you dispute it.
Right, because I'm not a genius. I just drink smart water.
There you go.
And for those of you who plan on, you have other plans for today, this is going to be a 2 bottle of water webinar. So we're going to be drinking. We're going to be here for a while. But Attila, you just mentioned, I mean, I've got a lot of stuff to talk about. I have my Apple 101 device here that I was taking notes on while Attila was talking. And the last thing he said is it's market dependent. Market dependent's interesting because normally market dependent means if the market's going up, you're making money, and if the market's going down, you're losing money. But that's not how it works in a robotic trader. Not in maybe in those bots that are out there, maybe that's how it works. But with GoBabyTrade, the auto trader's always benefiting no matter where the market's going. It can be going up, it can be going down. The software is always prepping you to make money. It's always cornering the market, I should say. I like to say that I've got the market trapped wherever it goes. Unlike Hillary Clinton, who says, when they go down, we go up. I know what she meant. But I don't do that. We're more evil than that. We say when they go down, we go down. And that means the prices. When the prices go down, we buy more at a lower price. And when the prices go up, we buy more at a higher price. But also, we're selling on the wiggles. So when you think of up and down, you're thinking down a lot or up a lot. But the robotic trader doesn't matter about that. The robotic trader says down a little, up a little, down a little, up a little. Keep giving me money forever. Buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, no matter where it is. A coin can drop 90% and you laugh. I mean, now there you go. You guys aren't there yet mentally, right? Your DNA isn't, you're not ready to handle such a crash like that. But if you were in the market for the last 4 years, well, guess what happened to the crypto market? The prices actually dropped for most coins 90% down. Now, if you were a buy and holder up here, I saw someone posted, Jason Logan, you posted a message in the chat here. How much of the 116,000 of his account is the trader actually going to invest in the market? Well,
hold on. I'm my apologies. I'm actually typing that answer. So let me tell you.
Oh, really?
Let me tell you. My trader has only deployed $72,204.71. It's made $43,423 on the 72,000. So it's not even looking at the whole picture of the 100,000 invested. It's only deployed 72,000. So I literally was getting ready to do the percentage return in 6 months. So I'll give you that. Right. Please continue, and I'll type it in.
Okay. So what that means is you didn't put, the auto trader didn't put all of your money in work in at one time. It actually reserved a lot of money for what if the coin does drop 70% or 80% or 90%. You don't want to use up all your money up here, because then when the price if the price drops a lot all the way down, say 80%, you still want to be able to buy and sell down there. You always got to be taking money forever. Always taking money. What would that be? ATM. Ha! That's
Right.
what an
Always
ATM
taking money.
does.
That's awesome.
That, always taking money. You always got to be taking money. Don't let that market breathe without giving you money. And that's how I conquered the market. I told the market, I'm done with you. I'm not going to take it anymore. No more of the rich guys controlling the show here. I'm not going to let them move these prices around and not give me money. I want free money for life. And that's what the auto trader does. It cranks out free money forever. It really doesn't matter how much you have invested in the market. That's not the key here. I mean, I get 20 emails a day sometimes. And that's a lot of emails asking the same question. How do I get my auto trader to put all of my money in? I want to be all in. I want to be all in. And I'm like, you don't want to be all in. If you were all in 4 years ago, if you would have put all your money into the crypto market, now let's not look at Bitcoin. You got lucky there, folks. One coin, you got lucky, all right? If you'd have done that with 10,000 other coins, you would have got hammered, because you would have been all in up here and the coin price went 90% down. Now, those folks, some of you may be those folks, you know what it feels like, because you put all your money in at the top and the coin dropped 90%. Now, where did that leave you? That means the coin price can go up and down and up and down, but you're not making any money because you put all your money in up at the top. Until that coin price goes all the way back to the top, you're just dead. You're just sitting there doing nothing, praying that it's going to go up 90%. With us, with the robotic trader, you're constantly taking profits. Taking. Edward, can you put
Yes.
your trader back up there?
Yeah, I can. Let me say that because I finished it and I just posted it. Read that. When you get a chance, read that in the chat. Let me read it over and then I'll show the trader. My trader's only deployed 72,204 and it's made 43,423 on the 72,204 in 6 months. That's on pace to be over 60% in 6 months in a down market. I don't know why I've not calculated that in my brain before, but I'm glad I shared.
Yeah, we don't even know. If we were in an up market, it's gonna be really off the map. So
Yep. Bear with me.
bring your trader up. I really wanted to point something out.
All right. There you go. Can you see it?
Yes. Okay. On the open positions P&L up on the top, third column from the right, that's your open inventory. And that means if from where you went in to where the prices are now, that's how much your actual inventory that you're sitting on is down in value, right? But the next column to the right is how much profits from the wiggles you took off the table in actual physical profits. And if you subtract the difference, you end up with the right column, how much you are net positive overall. And take away that Zora.
Yeah,
which where that came from, it didn't come from my reports.
No.
You were, you're net positive on everything. The beauty is your open positions P&L, which is the third column from the right, can only go lower. That's the whales, the wealthy, all they have to work with to manipulate the public and to scare the public is to push the prices lower. That's the only tool they have. They have one tool to work with. And the only way they can scare you is they push the value of the coins down, because most people are what? They went all in at the top. So when the price of the coin goes down, your inventory goes down in value, which pulls your account value, which is on the very far left. It pulls that down, that number. Most people just look at the account value. And what do I always say? Quit looking at the account value. It's a manipulated number. The account value is the equivalent of if I bought a 7-Eleven for $300,000, right? Say you bought the building or you bought the franchise. That's McDonald's, right? I think it's 800,000 or something. Maybe it's in the millions by now. I don't know. But say you bought a McDonald's. I mean, and you paid $3.5 million for the franchise. You're not going to sit around every day and say, I'm down $3.5 million every day of your life. What you're looking at is, you know, that the profits you're making every day in the McDonald's, people come in there for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you know that if you were saving all those profits and you didn't have all the overhead, think if you didn't have the overhead, you didn't have to hire people, you didn't have to buy things to put on shelves, you didn't have any overhead expenses, you didn't have rent, and that's what the Autotrader is. It's a 7-Eleven without the bricks and mortar, without any of the expenses, or it's a McDonald's without any of the expenses. But they're taking profits every day, or most days. You're constantly taking profits. And the beauty is, because you don't have expenses, they're all going into your save bucket, which is on the lower left there. Current profits saved. You're saving all those profits, and they're just adding up for the rest of your life, and nobody can stop them. It's like you're running a 7-Eleven, and it's running while you're asleep and everything, and it's running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and you're just racking up all this money, and nobody can stop it from coming in. You're just going to keep money flow in. And now the whales, they try to push the prices down to scare you because they're going to make the account value go lower. However, you're countering it, and I'll go back over the closed positions P&L. You're countering it by constantly taking profits. You see the war between those two columns, open positions P&L and closed positions P&L? You're constantly battling with the market. The market's trying to go lower to scare you out, to get you to sell at a loss, but you're not selling at a loss because you're buying more at the lower price, which means every time it tries to wiggle even 3% higher, you're taking profit, and those profits just keep adding up. It's like you have a jar and you just keep throwing marbles in it, and you're never taking marbles out, you just keep throwing marbles in and watch it fill up for the rest of your life. How everybody doesn't see that, I haven't figured that out yet. But I figured it out 25 years ago. I looked at the market and I just said, that's numbers going up and down, man.
Here's the good news. You already figured it out. You already figured it out. We don't have to worry about it.
Well, I had an advantage, I had an advantage, and as Steve Jobs puts it, if you ever watch his Stanford commencement address, if you will. It's on YouTube. Watch it and listen to his history. He had good luck and then he had bad luck, I mean, he formed, Apple, and then he got kicked out of his own company, but then he did things, that because he had all this time in the world. Well, with me, I left Microsoft with millions of dollars, and I left on my own because I figure I'm done with this planet if I'm working for money. And, and then I was retired for 5 years. And let me tell you about retirement.
How'd that work out for you?
You are retired. It's for the birds. You never want to retire. But that gave me a lot of time to look at the world and look at, and I realized, why aren't I doing what I love? I love programming, and it has nothing to do with the money. So that's when I went back in, and then I got lucky, and the market crashed in 2000. And I lost 60% of my wealth, millions of dollars vaporized. So then I said, well, you picked on the wrong guy. I'm going to hurt you for that, and I'm going to do what I love. I'm going to automate the market. I'm going to program this, and I've been doing it for 25 years now. And those of you, maybe some of you are new on this webinar, but TD Ameritrade even called me in 2006 out of the blue and said, hey, will you connect to us so our clients can use it? So I said, why are you calling me, and how do you even know me? I don't advertise. I'm just word of mouth. Clients share with other clients. But apparently TD Ameritrade heard about me and reviewed my software, and they said his answer was profound, so profound. It was the ultimate answer. He said, you're real. Isn't that just cool? I want that on my headstone, man, when I die.
Just 2 words or 3 words.
No, it was
You're
two
real.
words. Oh, well, you are real, but you're real. And I said, you're right, I am real, you know? And because they recognize that it's just the way I program this, it's just money for life. And where's the risk? The risk is you bailing out because you panic when you see your account value going down. Like if the market crashes 20% in 1 or 2 days, obviously you're not taking 20% in profits because there's not enough wiggles in those 1 or 2 days. But the thing is, what I've discovered is they can't keep going lower. And the coins have already dropped 90%. We're sitting here at the bottom. Every time they try to go down, we have big down days. And then they can't keep going lower. Otherwise, I used to say it all the time when I present to audiences. I would say, I said, look at Microsoft's at $30 a share. You think they're going to go lower? I'll buy more at $30 a share. And what are they going to do? Keep going lower? I said, what are they going to do? Try to run Microsoft out of business to steal a few $1,000 from me? It's like they're not going to do that. And the beauty is the Autotrader was buying, buying, buying. It's buying and selling the whole time. But if it's on a downtrend, it's still slowly accumulating more shares that you're holding all the way to the bottom. But every time they try to jump, every time the price makes a big jump up, we sell a buttload of inventory off because we have a lot of inventory. The example I use there, some of you have already heard it, but some of you are new. If you had a 7-Eleven and you have one bag of potato chips on your shelf and a school bus full of kids pulls in, you're only going to sell one bag because that's all you got on your shelf. And it's the same way with the crypto market. If I only own a little bit of shares of a coin and then the price jumps 50% or 20% one day, and it does that, I only have one bag of potato chips to sell. But what if I'm buying on 3% drops and I have all this inventory and the coin jumps up 50%? I sell all this inventory all at once. Beautiful profits. Can I share my screen?
You may. Let me give you shareability.
Thank you. I mean,
You're welcome.
I'm the big guy here. I'm supposed to have shareability.
You are the big guy. We're just communicating the message. And while you're doing
You
that,
guys
I'm
are
gonna
cool.
I'm gonna do a little housekeeping.
All right.
I mentioned before that Attila and I are your support mechanism. Not only us, and we strive for 6-star white glove service. You have access to RCT marketing systems, which is support at rctmarketingsystems.com. And if you got more complicated questions or want to really dig in the bottom, down is great. You used to say down is good. If you have more technical questions or have would like to have somebody jump on a call and review your account, you can send a message to Ed and his team at support@GoBabyTrade.com.
Yeah, now there's a difference between, thank you, Edward. Well, I'm not going to, Pam, I see your question there. I'm not going to go into how to change a coin right now, not on this webinar. But you can always send email to GoBabyTrade, support@GoBabyTrade.com. And those questions are common questions. We get them all the time. It's actually in the frequently asked questions in your main menu on the Trader.
Yep.
All
Pam's
right.
a buddy of mine. I'll follow up with her. Hi, Pam.
I've already answered Pam.
Oh, you did?
Oh, all
Okay,
right.
cool. All right. Well, there you go. There's your
Well, you
6-star
ask a
white glove
question there,
service.
you get answers fast.
No, I answered it 2 days ago.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Well, I'll follow up with you, Pam. Not
Well,
a problem.
apparently you didn't give her a good answer.
Oh, well.
Maybe she didn't like my answer. I don't know.
But here's the concept. You see, I like to talk about, before we go into the Autotrader, I really like to talk about the concept, because if you get the concept, you are done for life, man. You're going to realize, you see, they'll never change the market. They'll never change the stock market the way it behaves. They'll never change the crypto market the way it behaves. They won't change the rules on those because millions of people still don't see this because they haven't seen it. And therefore, the millions of people are going to continue doing what they've all been doing wrong for their whole life. They're all going to go all in. And I can tell you, like I said, I get 20 emails a day asking the same question. How do I get my Autotrader to put more money in? How do I get my Autotrader? I want all my money invested. It's being used in the calculations The software is just not buying coins with all of it. If you don't need an auto trader, if you just want to go all in, take all your money, go out and buy some crypto and use it all up. The problem if you do that is you're all in what I call at the top. And that's see what happens when a person buys a coin, ask yourself, what are you thinking? In your mind, you're thinking, I'm going to buy this coin and the price is going to go up. That's what you're thinking. I'm going to buy this coin and the price is going to go up. Now the robotic trader's saying, I'm going to put my toe in the water when I buy this coin because I'm not going to use up all the money right away. And I'm going to reserve a bunch of money because it's saying because the price is going to go down. The software is planning for the worst case scenario, not the best. There's nothing to think about if it goes up. Sell the coin and make profits. I mean, if you buy it and it goes up, you don't need an auto trader for that. Just buy it, and if it went up, you sell it. The problem is 99% of the time the price is going to go down. It may go up for a day, but then it's going to come back around. Some of these coins, like I said, has dropped 90% in the last 4 years. This is a downslide. I don't know how it looks on your side, but I always go left to right down, but it may look right to left to you. I don't know. So if the coin drops, even though, I'll bring up my trader here real fast, even though this coin, let's take ACH here, even though it dropped like a rock, and it's at 1.8 cents right now. I started trading that coin at 12 cents when it was 12 cents. You would think I'm getting hammered. Now, if I'm a buy and holder, if I went all in at 12 cents and the coin price is under 2 cents, that's a 90% drop. I'd be dead because I'm in up here and the price is all the way down here. That means if the price goes up here, say it goes to 5 cents, doesn't matter to you because it hasn't reached the 12 cents yet. You're still underwater. And then it goes back down. You haven't made any money. But with the robotic trader, it's buying and selling all the way down. So even though if I bought it here at the bottom, look at this ACH down here, this filled order. Right here, this one. It took $81 of profit on October 1st. Even though the coin is still down at 1.8 cents, the robotic trader is still constantly taking money forever. I mean, forever, for eternity, in perpetuity. You are never going to stop taking money, and they can't stop you. And some of you hear me say it. I feel like I'm breaking the law somehow. But they don't want to change the rules to stop me because the rich are making money too, you know? And they don't want to stop the rich from making their money. And the public's not making money doing this because most of the public goes all in at the top. That's why all those emails that I get every day, it's the same answer. And excuse me if I'm not typing in that answer. I'm not going to retype the same thing 20 times a day. It's in your frequently asked questions. Why isn't my auto trader using all my money? How do I get my auto trader to use more money? Click on the menu and it's in here in the frequently asked questions. So the answer is going to be there of why it won't, and we send you the link to that so you'll be able to read it. And you know, my support staff does explain things in more detail, but it's a lot of the same answer, you know, for the same thing, because a lot of people, you know, on up days we get bombarded. I want to be all in. I want to be all in. But they don't realize, look what happened 2 days ago. A couple days ago, we had a beautiful update. Then what happened yesterday? The market crashed. And then what happens today? What's going on today? Look at these. Look at this today's move. You know, up, 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 you know. And I haven't taken any profits yet today on anything yet. But I can click on this plus right here and it'll tell me when it's going to take profits. Let me minimize this bottom part. It's telling me I'm still down 4.9% on this coin, on my ACH. If I go to Doge, well, let's see another one that's up 4%. Click on Doge. It's only up 0.21%. but it's actually down $8.57. So, you know, until they're net, until these are positive, there it is, down 9.94%. It's not going to take profit. Oh, Swift is up 9% today. So let's take a look at Swift. It's down 2.9. Oh, wait, whoops. Put at the top of that. All right. Swift is down 2.9% from my last purchase. So it's kind of waiting until, you know, until they go up a little bit more, and then it'll take profits. You know, so right now, you know, if you scroll down at the bottom and you see the buys and sells on the right, if it's blank, that means it's a buy. If there's a sell, there's a price. And if you just scroll up, you can see what it does. It's just like a 7-Eleven. You put product on the shelf and you sell it all off. And it just repeats forever. You have these crazy days where you're just doing all this selling, you know? And then you have days where you have a lot of buying. You know, you're constantly and when I say I mean the auto trader, as Attila said. You're constantly, it's just like, I mean, it's commerce. It's how commerce has been done for thousands of years. You fill the shelves, you buy it at one price, you sell it at a higher price. And you just keep doing it forever. And they can't stop you because that's all the market is numbers going up and down. That's what the market does do. Let me minimize the screen here. Let me hide this floating thing that's in my way. So this is how the trader works in a nutshell. If it was water, you have a bucket and a well. If it was water, the bucket has to go all the way to the bottom, get the water, and go all the way back up and dump it out, right? It can't go halfway down and then go back up because it has no water. It has to go all the way to the bottom and all the way back up. But if it's the crypto market, it only has to go down a little and buy, and then go up a little and sell. So I didn't say go to the bottom or go to the top. Just wiggle. And just keep taking money. And if it goes lower, don't worry about it. Don't worry about some inventory you might buy at a higher price and then the price went lower. You'll hold on to those. Don't worry. You'll get rid of those later. And when you get rid of them doesn't even matter. It could be 2 years before you get rid of them. It simply doesn't matter. You're just always taking money. And if you get a big jump in the market, then you sell all these off. If I go to CoinMarketCap and just like right here, this is a 1 month look at Swift. I was looking at Swift this morning because it went up today. It jumped up 10%. And you can see that it goes down and you're loading up on the way down. And then down here at the bottom here, you probably sold that bottom one when it went up to there, this little bitty jump. But then it went down again and you bought some more. And then it spiked up. And if the price goes to there, anything you bought below this price is all sold off profitably. Every bit of it. And then you got all these buying and selling going on. And then you always get a beautiful spike. You notice you get a beautiful spike before a spike down? That scares all the little guys out. And when I say little guys, I mean the average guy. It scares them out. A coin drops a lot, and then right away his friends and family start getting on him. You're going to lose everything. It's not real. Cryptos aren't real. You're being made a fool of. And then he panics and sells out, and all the rich load up there buying. I mean, the wealthy are sitting on $30 million of each of these coins. They want all of us out. They want to own all the coins, all right? They really honestly do. They want to own it all. They'll let you in and they'll start promoting crypto and they're going to start doing all kinds of stuff to bring you in. Banks are going to be holding your crypto. Whee! Then they're going to want everybody in after they own all the shares. So they're pushing this market down as hard as they can. And, you know, like I said, you go lower, I'll go lower. I got the market trapped at the bottom. So when the market drops like that, we load up even more. And then when it spikes up like it did today, we sell off all that beautiful profit. Free money. I call it free money. It's a joke. You know, it's an insult to humanity. Because it's never going to stop. This is what makes it an insult to humanity. The fact that it's just going to wiggle forever. And if you look at any chart, You can see that's all they do. That's all they do is they wiggle. It's just up, down, up, down, up, down. It's harder to see the wiggles here, but if you look at it, in a smaller window, you can see the crazy jumps that it does. There's a lot of wiggling in there, lots of wiggling. Look what L3 did just a few weeks ago. Let's look at layer 3. And it's it's one of the top traders. I mean, it just rocketed. Just if I look at a 1-year chart, I mean, this coin jumped 50% up in, wait a minute. No, that's too far back. Yeah, October, what is that? October 3rd. That's just a few days ago. I mean, beautiful jump, but that's not the one. One of these where it jumped 50% higher in one day. I mean, and then it came straight back down. Where is that? That was a beautiful, crazy jump that it did. A 50% jump.
Yeah, go back to that last peak that you just crossed over.
Oh, you mean back on the same chart?
Yep. Yeah, right there.
That's May. That's in May.
Oh, okay.
This
Okay.
happened in July. I think this is it here, 829. That was a 50% move from where it was at. Yeah, I mean it went from like 40 cents to, well, it didn't, 40 cents to 60 cents would have been, that's a 50% move.
Yeah.
On that day, by the way, it looked like this spike. It went straight up, man, and then it came straight down on the same day. And the Autotrader had a field day because it started the day at a price like down here, ended the day right there at the same price, but they just gave me, in the middle of that day, they just gave me all that free money.
Go to a 7.
Man.
Click on the 7-day view, Ed.
Pardon me?
Click on the 7-day view.
Oh, I get it. Here, let's just go back. Let's take a 1-month view and go back. There it is. There it is right there. So that happened on 8/29. So this is what I'm saying. So any inventory that I was sitting on over here, I just sold it when it spiked like that. See, that's the difference between the crypto market and the stock market. The stock market prices move like this in waves. You can watch a price of a stock go higher and lower. Cryptos jump around. They just jump up and down. It's a joke. It's just, I mean, I call it an insult to humanity. I mean, all these wiggles, all this free money that they're just giving us, it's just a joke.
Can I jump in for a second to articulate the power of what you're saying? If anybody ever tried this, as I said, the professional guessers or non-professional guessers, the market moves so quickly that humans cannot react as fast as 25 years of refined experience. Even if you were the best trader on the planet, I promise you're not autonomously making what I gave you the example was in my trader of pacing 120% on your money while you sleep. And I'll mention this, and I'll probably talk a little bit more about it later, is what does this provide you? Not only free money for the rest of your life, and by the way, I always correct Mr. Barsano when he says for the rest of your life. By the way, you're going to die, and all of us are going to die. The platform continues to make profit for your legacy forever.
Right.
Excuse me, and that's why I called it a life trader. So
yeah, it is. And the coins are always going to keep doing what they're doing here. This is where all the money is. Holding a coin and in the hopes that it's going to run up. By the time it runs up, you would have already made 10 times more money trading it on the wiggles than you do waiting for it to go to some new high. It's kind of like Bitcoin waiting for it to go to 220,000 when I can trade other coins. I mean, even today, I don't want to put down Bitcoin much, but it's up 2%, which is cool. But this coin's up 3%. This coin's up 4%. This coin's up 9%. I mean, there are so many other coins that do so much better than Bitcoin, you know. I mean, by the time Bitcoin doubles in value, this little 1.8 cent coin is going to go up and down 1,000 times or more. You know, maybe a few thousand times, you know, and I'm going to make 50 times more than I'm going to make by sitting on Bitcoin. And I feel bad that a lot of people are sitting on Bitcoin because they're just tying up all their money, you know, on a coin that's not even moving. You might as well, I mean, it's almost like holding it in cash and just hoping it's going to go higher. So anyways, what's the difference? I took some notes here that, you know, I like to go through while Attila was talking.
You notice how you're only having to correct Attila?
Yeah. Bot versus GoBabyTrade.
Right.
You hear these words about bots, bot this and bot that. There were no bots, by the way, for the last 23 years, okay? You know, when I had the auto traders, there were no bots in the stock market, right? TD Ameritrade wasn't calling some bot saying, "Will you connect to us?" You know, out of the blue. But a bot, it's like setting a rule and saying, if it hits the rule, do something. Okay, that's nice. But there's a lot of manual in that. You're setting a rule and then you're in, you know, and even if they had AI, which I don't believe that all these people saying they have AI, AI has been around since 1955. I started programming with AI in 1989 during my Microsoft days. Um, and I always had AI in my traders all the way since 2001. I never bragged about them. AI is a nice bell and a whistle, is what I say. When the robotic trader's ready to make a trade, before it makes that trade, it calls the AI and asks what the AI thinks of it. So if I'm getting ready to take profit, if the price of a coin goes higher and the software says I want to take profit, it'll call AI and ask the AI, do you think it's going to go higher in the next few minutes? If the AI doesn't think it's going to go higher, the software will just take the profit. But if the AI says, hold on, I think it's going to go higher, hold on. So then the software won't take the profit yet, and it'll wait a few minutes and let it go higher. Then it'll call the AI again. Do you think it's going to go even higher? If the AI says, no, I don't think it's going to go higher anymore, then the software will take the profit. Works the same way when it's going down. If the price is going lower and the software says, I want to buy more now, it'll call the AI and say, AI, do you think the price is going to go lower in the next few minutes? AI comes back and says, no, I don't think so. Okay, then I'll go ahead and buy it. The software, when I say I mean the software will automatically buy it at that price. If the AI says, I think it's going to go lower, then it'll go ahead and wait and let it go lower. The AI cannot predict what a coin's going to do tomorrow, a day in advance. Because what AI is doing, it's pattern recognition. It's recognizing the current ecosystem of the market. What are all the indicators looking like? What are all the patterns looking like? And the AI is saying, based on what's going on at this instant in time right now, it can say, I've seen that pattern 1,000 times. And when that pattern happens, the price goes higher. Or the price goes lower, or I don't see it, it doesn't change. The price stays pretty much where it's at. Okay? It can't predict tomorrow because it doesn't know what all those patterns are going to look like tomorrow until tomorrow happens. So when other people try to lie and say that they can forecast a month in advance or a day in advance, they're lying. They simply can't do that. If I had an indicator that told me what a coin was going to do tomorrow, I would be richer than Warren Buffett, Elon Musk, and Bill Gates all combined. I'd be the richest man on this planet if I knew what a coin was going to do a day in advance. It simply doesn't exist. I can only look at the current environment. And if I'm looking at the current environment, then that means I can only make the amount of money I can make in today's move, in this instant move, what it's going to do instantly is I can only make as much as the market's willing to give me. That means how many people are willing to sell right now if I'm going to buy. If I'm want to sell, how many buyers are there at this instant in time? So you simply can't go out and say I'm gonna buy 1 million shares if 1 million shares aren't available right now for me to buy. I mean, there's so much that people don't realize about the market, but I live and breathe this market for the last 25 years. And that's the advantage I have is I learned early after being retired 5 years in the 90s. I learned early that retirement's for the birds and just do what you love, Ed. Do what you love till you die. And that's what I'm doing. And I took on the market. It's the most beautiful thing is because it's like free money, you know, and it's like I'll never stop doing this. People always used to ask me, "Well, what if you die, Ed?" And then I heard it so many times that I started saying, "What is it, my complexion? How come people are always asking me if I'm gonna die?" You know, I know what they mean though. And I'm going to tell you, my son has a biochem degree. He's got a bachelor's degree in biochemistry, and he is a genius. And he can program like he's amazing. He's an amazing programmer. And he's been programming these auto traders for the last 15 years since he was in high school. And he will do that. He's going to do this till he dies also because it's fun conquering the market. And I'll never stop. It's like, why should I conquer the market and then stop? And then I always hear other people say things like, well, if it was real, then everybody would already have it. Well, do you have it? How many of you do not have it? Then there you go. There's your answer. If it was real, how come then everybody would have it? Well, do you all have it? And if you don't, then you got your own answer. You have to ask yourself why you don't. You know, why you don't want the obvious. And then you have, or I don't know. You're always, there. You can't. Or if it was real, why would he share it with you? I've got to have the same infrastructure to run these auto traders, to run my own auto traders, as what you're running. So I add a few extra servers for you guys. So, when I say you guys, who are you guys? I mean, I can tell you right now, is Scott online here? Is there a Scott?
Yes, he is.
All right, well, there you go. Hey, Scott, you sent me an email today with a suggestion looking at the highest trade count report. Thank you very much. This is feedback that I constantly get. He sent me feedback on my report, my $1 billion report, with a suggestion. Thank you. And that's what makes the Auto Trader so great. I've been getting feedback from people for 25 years, helping me make things better and get rid of the stuff that doesn't work. People say, well, you showed me all the good stuff. What about the bad stuff? The bad stuff's long gone. This thing's been running for 25 years. We already got rid of all the stuff that doesn't work, and we only have what's in here is all the stuff that does work. And it turns out the stuff that does work is just conquers the market. And they can't stop you. I'm not violating any laws. Commerce has been around for thousands of years. There's no law against buying a coin here and selling it at a higher price. Now, all the math that I'm doing in the middle of that, well, what can I say? It's not illegal. Nobody knows what's going on behind the scenes, but as far as what trades are we executing? We buy it at one price and sell it at a higher price. That's how things work. That's how a 7-Eleven works. You buy something, they fill up the shelves and with product, and then they sell it to you at a higher price. Now, if they want to make more money on potato chips, they can't say, I want to raise the price of potato chips to $50 a bag because I want to make more money. Doesn't work that way. Nobody's going to buy your potato chips for $50 a bag. So you just have to sell more bags. And that's what the Auto Trader helps you do. It helps you load up with inventory. We punish the market for going lower. When they go lower, we go lower. And we say, fine, I'll load up. I'll trap that coin at the bottom. And every time they try to bounce out of that, try to raise the price, like today's an up day, then we take profit. And we just constantly buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell forever. It's free money for life. And, there's no disputing it. So can you set it and forget it? Absolutely. Once it's set up, you can just look at your Auto Trader. You don't have to make any changes. Just look at it. You can see everything it's doing. Edward already went through all this. It's a live trader. I started it on, there's the date right here, 2/7/2023. It's taken $352,000 of profits. I literally live off this account with my Coinbase Visa card. It's the card that keeps on giving. It's like free money. and this is a slow month. I've only taken $2,800 this month. I mean, I've taken 10,000, 30,000. I mean, whatever the market wants to give me, that's what I'm taking. I can't take what the market doesn't want to give, but I force the market to have to give me money all the time. And if it's a good month, we can clean up. I mean, you could double your money in a few months with this, or in a year, or whatever the market, however the market wants to take. However, they've already spent 4 years driving the market into the ground. Why did they do that? Why did they push the market all the way down? How come after the crypto summit in the White House in February, how come the prices of the cryptos just started going down like crazy instead of up? There was nothing negative in the crypto summit. There was nothing negative. They said, we're going to remove all the regulations that are holding back the crypto market. How come the prices went down instead of up? I can only guess that the rich want in. The House, the Senate, all those people, because they know that they're going to remove all the regulations holding the crypto market back, they know these coins are going to go through the roof. So what do they do first? In the meantime, they drive the prices down, get all the little guys out, because right now, the statistic, Edward, you gave it last week, you said like 92% of the people are not even in crypto, don't even know anything about it, only 8% are in it. And of those 8%, they don't even know what they're doing. Most of
No,
them.
they don't. They're professional or amateur guessers
Yeah,
throwing
they're all
darts.
in. They're all in at the top, and the coin's 90% lower. They're dead. They're just sitting around waiting for it to go all the way back up there. They're not even making money on all these thousands of wiggles. You know, so they're out of it. If we were to go to I mean, does anybody have any questions about the screen? It shows you every trade that it makes, the profits it makes on every trade. That's down at the bottom. It's showing you your open positions, P&L, how much your open positions are. That means the price is lower and the trader was buying all the way at these higher prices. That's okay. You have that inventory. Price can never go up there without you selling it all at a profit. In the meantime, it's down here wiggling and we keep taking all this profit. It's just like free money. So the price went lower, but we're still taking money and they can't stop us. No matter where they put the price, they can't stop us from taking money forever. From constantly taking money. That's what Attila, that's what you said. Making money while you're sleeping. I
Right.
mean, look at some of these trades. 5 o'clock in the morning. I don't know about you, but I was not up at 5 in the morning. No way. You know, scroll down lower here, you know, and look at the times of these trades. I mean, here, well, these are in the afternoon. Here's 2:08 a.m. I mean, just scroll down and look at any of these. Oh, well, 11 o'clock. I think we were all up by 11, right? Or 8:56, 8:56 a.m.
507, 454,
I'm looking for some
238.
really nice ones. I'm looking for the nice ones, like 12. You know, that's. I mean, I'm looking for some cells that happen at crazy times.
There you go, right there.
12:53 a.m. That's midnight, by the way, folks. That's, you know, almost 1 o'clock in the morning. I was sleeping already at 1 o'clock. You know, and it's just constant. They can never move the prices without us just having a field day. And if they have big days, you know, you just sell, 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 sell. You know, it's just they can't move the prices around forever. And you know, and let's look at the highest trade count report. We produce this report every month. And what it is picture if you were opening a 7-Eleven. What would you do to open a 7-Eleven? I like to refer to those things, real world things that people can understand. If I was opening a new 7-Eleven, and I've never done it, but I can only speculate or philosophize about what would happen. You're going to get the building, you're going to get turn on all the utilities, you're going to get all the shelving and the refrigerator put in. Then now you got to stock the shelves and put the stuff in the coolers. And you're going to sit down with a distributor at that point, because you're not going to deal with 50 different distributors. You go nuts. You're probably going to deal with one distributor, really, that's going to go out and be the guy that coordinates with all the products. And he's going to sit down and say, well, what do you want to sell in this 7-Eleven? Here's a list of all of our products. And the ones at the top, this shows here the biggest movers, the ones previous year's closed trades, right here, this column. And it's the biggest movers are at the top. There's your Monster drinks, there's your candy bars, there's your vapes, there's your potato chips. You know, now the question is, I want to sell all these big moving, the fast moving stuff. And you can click on any of these. It'll take you right to the website of that coin. I make it easy for you. It tells you what type it is. It's a utility or is it a meme? Some people don't like meme coins. I didn't get the website for all of them. Some of them are, this one is blank. There's your L3, layer 3. I can click on it. It'll take me to their website and see what they do if I want. But do I really want to sell the slow moving stuff, like stuff at the bottom of the report? What would this be? Lysol, iodine, Band-Aids. Stuff
like I said, the only time you need those is when you don't have the trader and you get all caught up in the market.
Yeah, things that are slow moving. I don't want slow moving items. This one here goes months with no trades and only 2 trades that month, or here 1 trade. Or even if I go a little bit higher, I hate to say it, Bitcoin's on line 365. It's a very slow moving item. If you want to buy it and hold it and sit on it for the rest of your life, that's fine. But it's not a day trading coin. You get 100 trades in a year, versus, 3 trades in a month, 4 trades, 3 trades, 100 trades in a year versus the stuff at the top, that's 700 trades, L3, 650 trades. Now that's what it did last year. And you notice since February, since they did the crypto summit in the White House, you can see what happened. Like 242 trades, 125 trades, and then it slowly declined as the months went forward. May, June, July, August, September. You can see the numbers, 108 trades, 80 trades. The numbers started going slower each month because they were slowly driving this market lower, lower, lower. Why? So the whales, so the wealthy can load up. The Trump family trust is sitting on $7 billion worth of crypto. They didn't buy it all at the bottom. They bought it as the prices were going lower, 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 lower. All right? Same thing we've been doing. The difference is they've been buying and holding. So they've got a lot of inventory up here. With us, we have a lot of inventory also, but we also have the benefit of all the profits we kept taking along the way. So we have money that we're constantly making, just taken off the table. So when these numbers go back to where they're supposed to be, like Edward, you said it, the market, we've never seen a bull market. We've always watched a bear market where the prices are going lower, lower, and lower. We've got all this beautiful inventory we're sitting on. How are we going to double up on that? How are we going to benefit from when the market does start going up? We're going to sell the inventory that we bought on the way down that we were holding, right? But while it's going up, it's going to also still be wiggling. It's going to go higher, but it's going to go lower, higher, but it's going to be trending higher, right? So we're still going to, not only are we going to be selling the inventory we bought on the way down, but we're going to be buying more inventory on the way while it's going higher. We're going to be loading up on more inventory and then selling it, buying and selling more while it's going higher. We're double dipping on the market. I mean, we got them trapped all different ways. I mean, we're going to be making money all different ways when that market starts going up. So what do? We want to trade the highest, biggest movers. So what, the three coins that that people are signing up with right now are EXN. And why EXN? Because we have Coinbase and Kraken are the two exchanges that we trade with. So we said, fine, give me a top moving coin that trades with both companies. So you got EXN. This one, that's this one. And when I go lower, this one right here did not exist. It was not in the top 5 last month. This is a report that came out October 1st. So it only came out a few days ago, actually, because it takes about 4 or 5 days to run. So last month that wasn't there. The next one that it found was L3. Okay, Giga's a meme coin. I didn't want that. Pirate wasn't at the top there. The next one that was at the top was Sui. And it's number 13 now. Sui is just a double-digit returner every month as far as number of trades. When I say number of trades, we're talking about closed trades, profitable trades. So those were the top 3. I love Sui. That just keeps giving and giving and giving. Just free money. I mean, all of it's free money. I can't say that enough. The market is an insult to humanity.
Yeah,
And
when you say closed profitable trades, I'll remind everybody, you can leave profitable out because everything you see on this page is profitable because
yeah,
it's programmed to never sell at a loss. Period.
right. The software never sells at a loss. And you can see a feature that's just now coming out. You see this high health meter at the top right here?
Yeah, we had folks asking about that. Is that in beta?
Yeah.
And I answered
It's a
yes, it
brand new
is.
feature that's going to come out either maybe later today or tomorrow, I think. We'll have it completely done. But if it's flashing, that means there's something in there. Something that says you got something wrong with your trader. Whoa, I wonder what it could be. So when you click it, I actually have it up over here. It pops up the trader health meter. And look at, this is the one that's got the problem. The rest of these on the bottom are all green check marks. They're all okay. You don't have any problem with any of that stuff. The one you do have problems with, it says, and this is informational. It would be a big red X if it was a real problem, right? But it's not a real problem. It's up to you. It's informational. It says, the trader not set to save profits. Well, let's look at it. Here's my trader. Let's go back to the main trader. And let's go down here to the current profits saved. And if I click on manage profits, what do I have? Oh, wow, percent of profits to save, 0. The default is save 100%. I turn that off because I've already got $100,000 sitting in my save bucket. Okay? And the coins are sitting at the bottom already. Pretty much the bottom. Very, very, very close to the bottom. So I'm not worried about too much about saving profits because I already have this bucket of profits saved. The default when you first come on is it says save 100% of your profits. I recommend that people save their profits. Number one, you can live off that money because I have a Coinbase Visa card that I can use it. It's just like, I don't know, you call it candy. I don't know. Every time I use it, I think to myself, the card that keeps on giving. I mean, I love it when I go to Trader Joe's and spend $200, and it's just free. Because I use that card and it's just using the USDC that's in my account, and it's just the Autotrader just keeps putting money in there, so it just keeps putting it back in. I can't spend what it keeps putting in there. I mean, how much money can you spend in grocery stores? I mean, I bought a new Range Rover last year for a couple $100,000. It came out of here. It came out of my free money, out of this. So, it's just free money,
Oh, Ed, that's a card that somebody was asking about that we talk more about. It's just simply you need to go to Coinbase. It's a debit card, right?
Yeah, it was Pam. I wrote her back directly.
Oh,
You can
okay.
go to Coinbase.
Yeah. It's easy.
Coinbase.com/ well, I'm not gonna, yeah. Card.
Card. Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there
Well,
it
it's
is.
gonna ask me, there it is here, the Coinbase card, and It's not available in every state, unfortunately, or in every country, or maybe it is available in every state, but not every country. I don't know. But yeah, it's cool. It's like like the old, Twilight Zone movies, where they had a cigar box, you open it up and you pull money out, and it's just, and it never runs out of money. Or one of those Leprechaun movies, where they, I want a credit card. I want to be able to pull out money for free for the rest of my life.
Yeah, Cindy says it's like being on the Jetsons.
Yeah, all right. I love the Jetsons. Yeah, that was cool. Oh, you just
Hey.
aged yourself, Cindy.
Yeah, well, no. She heard about it from her grandfather. So
Hey,
get it.
I made a comment on Facebook one time. They said some old cartoon or whatever, and I said, what was it? The Crusader Rabbit.
All
Crusader
right.
Rabbit. That was like, now you're talking 50s, all right? And it's like, come on, I was like one. Give me a break.
No. It was a
I didn't
Ricochet
remember
Rabbit.
that stupid cartoon.
It
What
was
was it?
Ricochet Rabbit.
Well, no, it was
Huh?
Crusader Rabbit. He's on a horse with the spear or whatever, like
Right.
Crusaders look with the shielding on and all.
Yep. Hey, can you do me a favor? Can you talk just briefly? We normally talk about it, but it's stronger from you. You have a special relationship with Crypto Casey, and you guys negotiated a deal for her
Yeah.
audience.
Well, she runs multiple auto traders, and she had an audience, and she said she likes sharing it with everyone. So I said, hey, I'll give you a link that you could share with everyone. It takes 1,000 off the website price.
Yep, it's in
And
the. I just posted it to the chat.
it'll lower the price by $1,000 off the regular price, and it shows you right on the screen what the regular price is plus what your price is, and it'll be 1,000 less. So yeah, definitely use that link when you sign up.
Good,
Um,
good. Thank you.
and if you send email to me and to support and say, hey, I heard about you from Crypto Casey, can you send me that discount link? We'll send that to you.
Yep, and you can always get it. As a matter of fact, a little bit later in the show, I'll post financial intelligence for you, which is the parent company in the background, and most of you are members of it now. Excuse me. We lit up a community so that the family members within GoBabyTrade and financial intelligence can communicate with one another, and I'll put that link in there as well. We're going to be adding lots and lots of resources to it, but these are the early stages, and we're letting you in at no cost currently. So, and then Mr. Barsano is also in that community. So,
Oh yeah, I can't wait. I haven't had a chance to log in yet, but I love getting in there and talking and
yeah. Well, listen.
sharing.
Go back to your Microsoft days. And I always, I look up to you and what you've done for everybody, and how you blessed my family. What we're Everybody that's here that gets to hear this message is in a very, very, very unique position. Where do you have access to the creator of such a platform? It's kind of like jumping on and having Bill Gates or Steve Jobs or whoever, name
Yeah.
somebody, Warren Buffett. You now have directly in this community, you have direct access to the genius that created this. So I'm always thankful. I never like to have a show without showing you my appreciation and the appreciation for my family. And I know Attila feels the same. So I hope people come
It's
away
cool.
with, oh, okay, let me do my research and talk about, Attila's going to talk a little bit about doing your own research. We want you to do that. Don't take us.
But don't get
What's
caught up with all the
right,
misinformation on
right.
the internet. There's so many products out there. I'm telling you, I look at the stuff out there and I'm like, man, this is all fake. They're gambling. They're teaching classes out there, and the teacher, the instructor is not even trading the market. He's just lying.
Yeah, like I said before,
Because
it's
I
like
listen to the stuff that they're saying, and I'm like, man, if you did that, you would get hammered, man.
yeah, you can attend a course that shows you how to be a professional guesser, or you can take all the guesswork out. What did I say at the beginning? You make making money boring.
It is boring. It's like watching grass grow, I mean, you buy it, you sit on it. But people don't realize is That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest question I get in the emails. How do I get my auto trader to put more money in? They're just so eager in their mind. They need that. If a guy's got 100,000, he wants to buy $100,000 worth of crypto on day one. I'm like, no. No, at all, for sure no, because you're just going to put it all in there and then that coin price is going to drop and then you're just going to be down. And the coin drops 50%, your 100,000 is going to turn into 50,000. Whereas with us, the coin drops 50% and your you've actually taken more money than the drop. So the coin dropped in value and the inventory is down, but you've actually taken more in profits than what the coin has dropped. You know, if you use the auto trader. So the auto trader is doing all the math for you. It's taking all the sport out of the market. And you know, here are like the coins. You put in the coins that you want to trade. It automatically divides it up nicely. You don't want to put 50 or 100 coins in here because then you're spreading your money too thin. If you're trading 3 coins, you're putting about 33% per coin allocation. You're dividing. If you had 100,000, let's say for easier math, 99,000, it would allocate 33,000 for each coin of your money. So you got a nice bucket of money for each coin so that when it's trading, you're making more profit. You're buying more shares per trade and you're getting more profits per trade, but you're still getting the protection all the way to the bottom. As opposed to if a guy puts 20 coins in there, he's only got his money allocated to 5% per coin. Even if a coin jumps and you only got 5% of your money in that coin, you haven't made any money. It's the example I said about if you had 1 bag of potato chips on your shelf in a 7-Eleven and a school bus full of kids pulls in, you should sell 20 bags, but you only got 1 bag. You're not going to make any money. You want to have, down is good because you want to accumulate a lot of bags of chips, but you also want to have a big bucket of money in those chips. And if you divide it all up, you might have a lot of bags, but they're 10-cent bags. You don't want 10-cent bags. I want $4 bags. I want to make more profits I want to have more in them. So we always say 3 to 5 coins max is the goal. Is really what you want to have. And you know, this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 coins. That's it. Take it easy. You know, I mean, when you're cranking out, I mean, if I look at the highest, the top trader report, and I'm looking, this guy started a year ago with $3,000 and he took 15,000 in profits on a $3,000 account. That's a 477% return. Tell me Warren Buffett shouldn't be breaking down my door right now. I should be getting calls from Warren Buffett right now saying, "Oh my God, what have you created?" You know, he doesn't even know I exist because I'm nobody. I don't advertise. You know, this guy here, he started with 10,000, almost, $9,849. He took 20,000 in profit. That's a 200% return. Where do you get that? So what happens is, and I can tell you how most people behave that own the auto trader. They funnel eventually all your money. You're going to be looking for, where can I find money to put in this account? People are selling their rental properties, they're selling their businesses, taking the money from the sale of those things and throwing. Like one guy said he has 3 rental properties. I think he said he rents them out. He gets $1,000 a month net profit after his, I guess, mortgage. And he makes $1,000 a month net profit on each one. But he said I could sell those right now for $400,000 each. And I mean, and get net 400,000 of profit on each one. That's $1 million too he could throw into his auto trader. I mean, and so that's what he's in the process of doing. People mortgaging their houses. Now that's the one I try to tell people don't do. It just feels weird to mortgage your house after you paid off a house. Don't get a mortgage.
So Ed,
I hate the idea of it.
Yeah, you'll like this. Cindy hops in and she says, GoBabyTrade has no tenants and no toilets. After owning 10 rental properties, this is a no-brainer versus real estate.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't like it. Yeah. you know, you rent your house out and they tear up the rugs, they steal your fans, they break
That's a new
they
slogan
break
for
the drawers.
That's a new slogan for GoBabyTrade. It doesn't clog up your toilets.
I mean, it's criminal, you know, and you're not even, and you're working your butt off. You got that rental property. I rented my house out when I moved from Washington to Arizona back in the 90s, and I decided to rent out my house in Washington. What a dumb mistake that was, man. I mean, not only did he tear up the house, but he actually called me at one point and said the hot water heater went out. And I'm like, you're calling me over an $800 hot water heater? Seriously? I mean, I couldn't even believe it. It's like, what do you want me to do? Fly down there? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It just felt weird, you know? It's like, man, I'll never do that again. So I sold the house, you know? And it's like, I don't want to be in a rental business, you know? I mean, I love it. I love this because it's the ultimate savings account. You just park your money in there and that's it. It's not like I mean, you could park your money in a bank. You're not going to get no 200% return in a year. They're not going to, you know, you're going to get a statement at the end of the year at tax time. They're going to tell you you made 8 cents interest. You know, what an insult that is.
Hey, Ed.
You know, here's a guy he started with almost 150,000, took 166,000 in profits, physical profits. That's the beauty. This is physical money. Over 100% return. Who does that? I mean, just sitting back doing nothing. Yes,
And like
Edward.
I said, let's just make sure everybody understands that there's no guarantees on those returns. It might be a half that result, might be a third, might be double. We don't,
Well,
it's
this
market.
year, well,
Yeah.
look what happened. Because half the year we've already spent, you know, crashing the market. Where is it? The highest trade count. Because you can already see they've already spent a lot of time driving the prices lower. And you can see how many trades each month. The number of trades has declined a lot because they've been driving the prices. The wealthy have been driving these prices into the ground. They're trying to get the little guy out completely. This is going to be the mother of all paydays for them. And I saw it coming 4 years ago when in October of 21, when the crypto winter started. I saw the market crash and I said, oh my God, they're going to try to corner the market because I realized hardly nobody's in crypto. And they're going to get, and of the few that are in crypto, they're going to try to drive them out. So they've been driving these prices into the ground, trying to get everybody out. And I can prove that because everywhere I go, if I go to Quest Diagnostics, the blood work place, you know, where everybody's sitting in there waiting, like they're waiting to be executed or something, you know, in the waiting room, nobody's talking. And I blurt out just like this. I say, hey, who wants to talk crypto? I throw it out just like that. Hey, who wants to talk crypto? And man, they start looking away. Oh my God, did he say, do you want to take a hit of acid? I mean, what did he just say? What did he say? You know, I mean, that's what I almost feel like, what did I just say? I mean, I said, who wants to talk crypto? I don't know what you think you heard. You know, but to them, that's what it's like. It's like it's criminal. Because and or if I'm walking up to the UPS store, you know, to return something, that's what's cool about Amazon, right? You can do returns. You buy something, you just return it, take it to Amazon, I mean, take it to UPS and drop it off. They box it up and everything. It's beautiful. I love it. Amazon really has it going right. But anyways, as I'm walking up to the teller and nobody else around, I'll say, so how's your crypto doing? As I'm approaching him, I say, so how's your crypto doing? And he goes, oh no, my father lost everything. I'm like, really? How did he lose everything? And he said, well, and this is a while ago. He says he bought Bitcoin at 60,000, and then when it went to 30,000, he sold it all at a huge loss. I said, oh man, that's a bummer. You know, I mean, that's terrible, yeah, that he did that. Because where did it go from 30 to 120? You know, and, you know, but he panicked and sold. And that's what millions of people do. When they drive the prices down, think of how you feel sometimes. Should I just dump everything and sell it at a loss? That's what people are thinking. Now, the auto trader, though, not only is it wiggling and constantly taking profits, but if it goes lower, just like the bucket in the well, if it goes lower, it'll hold that loser at the top. Hold on to that. Don't worry about that. Who cares? I could sit on those coins that are underwater for 10 years. The name of the game is wherever the price is, keep pumping me money forever. Just literally. You see my hand going this price where my hand is going up, down, up, down, up, down. Just keep pumping me money till I die. I mean, it's literally free money. How do I help convince people of that? I can't. People say if everybody had this, then there'd be no crypto market. Man, you don't even, you guys, some of you are on here and you're not even going to get it. So what does that tell you? I don't know what to say. I've been doing this 25 years and I've been hearing all that negative stuff from people. You know who was always spewing out the negative stuff? People who don't own an auto trader.
Yep.
People who own an auto trader get it. The people who don't own an auto trader, they're skeptics. And so I see what the whales are doing. They've really done a great job. Only 8% of the US population is even in crypto, and of those 8%, only a fraction of them are using GoBabyTrade, and the rest of them are all buy and holders or they're out there gambling. They're going to Vegas and throwing all their money on 00 and spin that wheel, and God, if it ever hit 00, then they hit the jackpot. They go, yeah, I found the Holy Grail. Go ahead, put all your money on 00 again and see what happens, because you're not going to get 00 twice in a row. So then you're going to just lose it all, and then that's it. You have no strategy. I go to buffets. I'm in Vegas, right? I go to casinos, I should say, to cut through to get to the buffet in the back. And sometimes on my way to that buffet, I'll stop by a craps table and I'll watch one person. I'll see somebody putting money up and I'll say, all right, I'm going to try to figure out what this guy's strategy is. And I'm watching him. He's jumping all over the place like a monkey. I'm watching him. I'm like, this guy has no strategy at all. Or on roulette, he's just numbers everywhere. He's just, or they'll put money on a whole bunch of numbers and stuff. It's like, man, you are just gambling, just
Hey, Ed,
gambling. And
Ed,
I'm like, no strategy at all.
we've got quite a few questions. Do you mind, if you're not too chilly, mind taking your jacket off?
No, I'm a little chilly.
Okay, all
You
right.
know
I
when I
don't,
rip off my jacket? Let me tell you when I rip off my jacket.
in the summer.
I'll tell you when I rip off my jacket. Is when I'm talking about those talking heads on TV. They got their suits on, they got their ties on, they all look all spiffy, and they're all
Yeah.
politically correct, and they're and everything they're saying. Listen to them sometime. Listen to one of the guys when he says something, like Kramer or something. Listen to him. I watched Kramer one time. Everything he spews out of his mouth is, well, buy this stock, but only after they report earnings, and this happens, and that happens, and that happens. I'm like, dear Lord, did he give you anything that you can make money on? Where's the long-term strategy here? Do you have any strategy, or is it all just gambling? And it makes me mad. And then I think to myself, I did that, I think to myself, if I don't want to even look like them, that's when I have to take off my jacket. I don't want to look
You
like
go.
them. I don't have a
There's the
tie.
jacket.
Pardon me?
That's it. There you go. There's the jacket.
Well, you know
Get
what?
him
I think
riled
about
up.
that. It's like I don't want to look like these talking heads who are just spewing baloney. They talk for years. I watch these same guys talking for years. They never tell you how to make any money at all. It's all, you might as well just throw all your money in a mutual fund. Let me tell you what's in a mutual fund though. Let's go back to the highest trade count report. You're gonna have your Microsoft, your Google, your Intel, your Dell, and then you know what's on the bottom also of that mutual fund? All this other garbage. All this other garbage that they don't show you because they only show you the top 10 of coins or stocks that are in a mutual fund. I tried to automate that. I wanted to automate all the, like 50 mutual funds. I couldn't do it because they all had the same 5 stocks at the top, and then that's all they were showing us. I'm like, what about all those other stocks that are in there? And what I realized what is in there, why a mutual fund doesn't move, it only moves if those top 5 movers, if Microsoft and Intel are moving. Netscape, Twitter, why not Twitter, Tesla.
Hmm.
You got the big movers. If they move, you make money. then why am I trading a mutual fund? Just trade those coins or stocks. Just trade the top ones. Because if you put it in mutual funds, you got all this other hidden garbage in your stocks that don't even move. They're just there to hold up your money.
Yep.
To me, it's a scam. You know, it's all a big scam.
Ready for
You
some
know?
questions?
Yep. Let's
All
go.
right.
So Ed, when you when you get so irritated with the talking heads and you rip your jacket off, anybody want to know what Ed looks like when he gets pissed off? That would be Einstein. So, all right, Attila, have at it.
Okay, so actually, Scott just had a comment. He said, I was talking to another business owner a few years ago, and I told him I took a loan against my house to buy a company, and he said, no, you actually bought an income stream. He says, GoBabyTrade is an income stream, in his humble opinion. I agree. It's a
Absolutely.
cash flowing income stream while you sleep and while you're awake, 24/7. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, if you joined us last week or the week before last, we mentioned anybody that's in the crypto market. If you don't know this name, then go look him up. Gentleman by the name of Raoul Pal, 100% in crypto. Used to be a Lehman Brothers Wall Street guy, and he was on a recent talk show. It was called The Diary of a CEO. Excuse me. He literally came out and said, passive income without work is a fallacy. It's a false. It doesn't happen. It doesn't exist. Well, guess what? You being here, we've just proved that wrong.
He's so out of line. He's so full of it. I feel, and that's what they do. They spew these lies out. And, I get it. I get where people could fall for those lies. Because if I think about it, I did 8 years in the Navy in data processing. I did 2 years in nuclear engineering for the government, and then 9 years at Microsoft. And if I think about, I've done so that means I've done well over 100 different projects, all different things. But then for the last 25 years, I've done one thing: conquer the market. Just one thing. And I'm going to tell you, it's amazing how much it takes, the effort it takes to just drill in on one thing and not have any other projects. And I was just actually thinking about it this morning while I was sitting having breakfast. And I mean, it just popped into my head. And I was and I was answering some support emails, and I was looking at my wife, and she was making me breakfast, and I was thinking, thank you, honey. Thank you, I mean, I appreciate that. If you weren't doing that, I wouldn't be eating. That is not my area of expertise. I'd be eating at Jack in the Box. Seriously. And she enables me to be able to do what I love, and that is programming, and to be able to conquer the market, because I know everything that works and I know everything that doesn't work. And that what doesn't work is critical. Everybody else out there is trying to figure out what works, what works, what works. Let me tell you something. What doesn't work is more important to know, because what doesn't work is what's going to take all your money from you. Forget about what works. If you haven't figured out what doesn't work, that's what's going to hammer you. And that's where you're going to lose all your money. And that's why people always ask, how do I get my Autotrader to use all the money I just put in? I've got a $100,000 account. How do I get it to use it all? Stop. That's what doesn't work. If you do that, you're going to get hammered. And the coins are going to drop 70% or 30% or 50%. And and you're going to be miserable, and you're not going to have any money at the bottom to trade, because you're going to be waiting for it to go all the way back up. I mean, if you got to get control, it's the little thing called safety first. Learn how to protect your money, and then learn how to grow your money. And that's what the software automatically knows how to do. It's all about, while you think it's not using that 100,000, it's actually using it in its math, in its calculations. One guy said, can I take out, well, what if I take out I've got 100,000. What if I took if the auto trader is not going to use that other 50,000, why don't I just take it out? No, because then now the auto trader is going to only see 50,000 and it's going to cut everything it's doing in half. But it's not going to change
Wow.
the way it trades. It's not going to change the way it trades. It's trading number, because anytime somebody says they want to put all their money in or they want to put more money in, my question is, why do you want that? Is it because you think putting more money in is going to make you more money? Because isn't 100% a year enough? I mean, really, what are we looking for here? Do we really? I mean, you can't get 100% anywhere else passively just sitting there. I
Yeah.
mean,
Without the risk.
without any risk. And remember, this thing's cranking out crazy profits. I've taken $352,000 in the last couple of years in a down market, which is amazing.
Amazing.
I mean,
Amazing,
I
really.
think that's remarkable.
It
Actually,
is.
when I released the Auto Trader in 2021, and I'll tell you, I'll be honest, right when I did that and the market started crashing, that was when the crypto winter started and all the coins started sliding down. And I was thinking, I mean, I'll tell you what I was thinking. Oh my God, I released a robotic trader and I'm telling people don't touch anything and the market's crashing. I mean, how unlucky can I be? But then people started calling me saying, hey Ed, and a lot of you have my number, right? I mean, I was getting calls like crazy. Ed, look at my ACH. There's my number one coin at the top. He said, look at my closed positions P&L. This number overtook the negative number of the negative inventory that was going down. And it's like, oh my God, this is bigger than that, and this is going to keep getting bigger. And then we realized, man, we are off to the races because this number can't never go down. It's just going to keep going higher and higher and higher forever. And this number, they can only go down. Even if they went to zero, they can only go to 100% down. But I could take 10,000% in profits. That's when I realized, we all realized, just not only me, but me and the clients, it hit us all at the same time. It's like, holy Toledo, there's no way to stop this. There's
Hey, Ed.
no way to stop it. The coins literally have to go out of business to stop you from taking money. And that's why some of you hear me say that all the time. Like, I feel like this is illegal. But we're not breaking any laws.
Ed, Anthony actually had a question that you already answered. His question is, how's the progress coming along with the health meter? Didn't you just say it's going to be
Yeah.
ready in the next 24 to 48?
Yeah, if you click it, then it'll pop up your health meter and it's got all the green at the bottom, all the things that Ed thinks. If you think like me, it's basically USD or USDC selected to trade USD or it's saying if there's a problem with any of this, sometimes somebody in Coinbase you can trade with USD or USDC.
Yeah.
Sometimes some people have their money split between the two.
Hmm.
They got 30,000 in USD and 20,000 in USDC, and I'm like, you're splitting that. You should put all that together. Put it all in one or the other, but you got it split. So that's
Yeah.
what that's saying. Or selected cash currency is higher balance than other visible cash currencies. Now in coin Kraken, you can only trade with USD, but they have a coin called USDG. You can't trade any coins with USDG. So they gave you USDG. They're actually, when they released that coin, USDG and Kraken, they were telling everybody, hey, look, we got a new coin you're going to be able to trade with. However, there's no coins you can trade with against USDG. So people have a buttload of money in there. So they got $20,000 sitting in USDG that they can't use and $2,000 in their USD. And I'm like, so that'll flag those errors. It's there to flag errors, to flag anything that might be wrong. Now, in my case, I got all check boxes, which means all green, all good. The only thing that it's flagging on mine is an informational, just because Ed doesn't like it if you don't save your profits. So I'm going to put that in your face, and so if you're on your auto trader here, if it's flashing, that means there's something in there that you want to click on that and look at your
Oh,
health
wow.
meter.
That's
If it's
cool.
not flashing, then you're good.
That's really
When
cool.
it's not flashing, is it green?
Yes,
Very good.
it's not
Very good.
Okay,
flashing
excellent.
green.
Hey, we got some comments on that Raoul Paul video. I'm putting it in so that everybody's got easy access to it. There you go. There's the link. It's
And if I'm not,
fascinating, but go now that you've been exposed to this, go listen to what people are saying. They're saying this that you're seeing, black and white or blue and light blue and red, does not exist. But
Edward,
you can see it exists.
if I'm not
Right,
mistaken,
right. The
if
only
I'm not,
people that criticize it are people who don't own an auto trader. They can't fathom it because they've already heard enough people say that's impossible. That's impossible. They're living their life in a world. Come on, some of you programmers out there are saying when you hear somebody say that's impossible, you know you can do stuff and you know it's not impossible. Not for me anyway. But
okay,
I'm not a genius. I drink smart water and and I've been doing this 25 years. Anybody that's doing something for 25 years is going to master it, right?
yep. Just an FYI to everybody, Edward, I think if I'm not mistaken, that's a long video.
Yep.
I think they start talking about the nitty-gritty, about the 1 hour mark. So
Yep.
if you fast forward to between 1 hour and 1 hour and 10 minutes, that's where that statement is said, and a
Yep.
few other things. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Now,
highly suggest. Good point. Thank you. For those people that don't have a lot of time, but I highly suggest that you watch the whole thing. And the channel is beautiful. A guy by the name of Stephen Bartlett, Diary of a CEO. Very, very smart. Lots and lots and lots of finance and non-finance stuff. But I find that it's really fascinating because it gets you into other people's psyche, particularly as it pertains to money. And I'll make a comment, right? Some of you know, those of you who've never been here before don't know, but I spent 32 years in the matrix. So I know how the machine works. I know how the matrix wants you to think. You've been programmed to think. You've been programmed to go to school, get a job, trade time for money.
yep,
But guess what? Guess what you can make and what you can't make. You can make all the money in the world. We've given you the solution to be able to do that and be able to control your finance and freedom. But what you can't make is more time. This is what's freed up for me is time to spend time. I have an 11-year-old. I have a 20-year-old. I have a 22-year-old. I have a beautiful wife. My life has become completely free once I met Mr. Barsano. But do not spend, and I can tell you because I did it already, last 40 years working to make somebody else rich. Isn't it your turn?
yep. One more question.
We're halfway done, right? Because I finished.
No, we are almost done.
Hey, and we got a question from Pam that came in earlier, about an hour ago. And she typed in the chat, she said, if there is, and this is just lack of experience because she hasn't been through this yet. So I understand why she's asking it, but we've answered this so many times, but she wasn't on. If there is a grid down event, will the trader pause? In other words, a major downturn in the market, will the
We've
trader
already
pause?
been there.
No,
We had
not
a major
a downturn. She's actually referring to if the power grid goes down, does the market pause? The answer is no.
My bad. I misunderstood the question. Okay.
I don't know what power grid that is. You mean like if somebody, I don't know, Russia launches something up there that kills all the electricity? Well, then maybe the whole market would be stopped. Anyways, it really doesn't even matter. That's the thing. I don't worry about any of that stuff. Even if your auto trader, your auto trader's running on my servers in a co-location center with dual power in each server. Plus, they have their own dual powers. They never run out of, I've never seen them run out of electricity. And, so the auto traders are going to run forever. And then the internet's always on at the co-location center. It's not running out of my house. So I don't worry about any of that. Plus, if your auto trader stopped running for a day or two, who cares? The prices are just going to go somewhere. You might get lucky. If you stop trading and the coin jumps 20%, as long as it didn't go back down, then you're going to sell 20% higher while the auto trader, once the auto trader turns back on, it's just going to look at where is the price at that instant in time, and it's going to execute trades. You don't want to float orders at the exchange. This is where limit orders, some of you think, like you were taught. I sat in a prop house, a day trading house, where I was watching the instructor, because I was bouncing to different prop houses, right? Because I was trying to get more data to trade with when I was developing the system in 2001. And I was going to different prop houses, and one prop house, he put me in a room. I said, well, I don't need you. I just need to plug in my laptop. I don't need to sit on your computers. I can plug in my laptop and trade the market from here. I just wanted their data, right? And he put me in a room where there was a training going on. And I listened to the instructor, and he was telling people, so when you buy a coin, the first thing you do is you put a limit order out to sell it if the price goes higher. You put that out at the broker. Put a limit order at a higher price to sell it if it goes up. Say it goes up 3% and you want to sell it. Then, and also put a stop loss if it goes down 3%. Put that 3% stop loss at the broker. And I'm like, well, if you do that, you're putting that in public view. And that's what this level 2 screen is. Professional traders, these are orders. Every one of these are limit orders, and these are stop loss orders down here. And I'm like, if you do that, you're going to get hammered, man. Because the professional traders are looking at your order. They're literally trading based on your order. And these are so many fake orders. Look at this one right here, 526 shares. You're not going to get, if I'm buying 10,000 shares, or 20,000 or 50,000 shares, that order, I can't, that guy only has 500 shares to sell me at that price. That means the price has to go higher. So if I want to add this up, 8 and 8 is 16, 26, 27, 28, 38, 48. The price is going to go all the way up to here before I can actually, that's what I'm going to get, that's what I'm going to pay for that order. It's not the best bid and ask is here and here. There's the best bid, there's the best ask, there and there. But in reality, based on the amount of shares you're going to buy, you're not going to be able to buy it at that price because there's not enough shares offered up at that price. So it's going to have to go all the way up to here in order to fill your order. However, remember, there's another 100,000 people out there that want to buy this coin. They're going to be sucking up some of these shares also. You may end up paying this price for your coin. So and the software calculates that. So the software is saying, wow, that price has to go all the way up here before I can actually buy it. Or go way down there before I can actually sell it, a much lower price. And sometimes some clients will see the current price on the screen. You're only seeing the best bid if you were going to get filled at that price, which is not likely. And you're thinking to yourself, well, then how come my auto trader isn't filling at that price? Well, you're not going to get filled at that price. That's why. And some people send email and say, well, it's been sitting at that price all day. Well, yeah, they've been keeping the scenario hasn't changed all day. You're still not going to get filled at that best bid price. Like this coin is trading a lot, but that 508 shares is still sitting here. They keep putting it right back after it sells off. So
I want to make sure
a lot of gameplay in the market.
I want to make sure everybody understands what Ed Barsano just showed everybody with those level 2 screens, how advanced that is, but it's all happening behind the scenes. So the simplicity of this with the set it and forget it is pure genius. And then behind the scenes, the plus 3 million lines of code and part of which it's just amazing.
I spent 100 hours on programming this stuff to make sure they can't screw us over. Crazy. That's what's nice about programming is, especially if you're doing it like I have for 25 years inside, I live inside this thing, is what's nice about programming is when you make a rule, the program never forgets the rule. and I just keep stacking rules on top of each other. So they trying to screw you over all different ways, but they can't because the auto trader is compensating for everything they're trying to do. And over 25 years, the more I learn, the smarter the software gets. And I mean, that's why it's literally a money machine now. I mean, it wasn't a money machine in 2001. It didn't know everything it didn't know. Just like AI. I've been programming. My auto traders have had AI in it for 25 years. Now the AI, each robotic trader, every minute writes data to files, to files with patterns. Every robotic trader. Now I've got thousands of auto traders every minute writing data to files, right? With just writing patterns to files. The AI trains. I train the AI every month or two. It's automated and it trains off that data, and it literally takes over a month to run to train on that data. So the AI gets smarter and smarter and smarter over the years. So then when I see all these new bots and stuff coming out saying I got AI, and I'm like, you do not. You're lying. Number one, where are you getting your data? Because if you've only just started your AI last year, then you have one. It's like a 25-year-old competing with a 1-year-old. What does a
Exactly.
1-year-old know? Nothing.
Yep.
What
Yep.
will the 1-year-old learn in 25 years? Well, if they did it right and it's smart like GoBabyTrade, it's going to know a real lot in 25 years. However, what they're doing, if they're rolling it out and saying I have AI, and I never bragged about AI all the way back in 2001, all the way until I'm talking about it right now. I really don't even brag about it. AI is a nice bell and a whistle. It's a separate program from the auto trader. It's like two-factor authentication sitting out there, separate from your login, right? In your Coinbase login. When you're ready to log in, it'll call the two-factor authentication. But other than that, it's not calling the two-factor authentication if it doesn't need to. And that's how the auto trader is. It calls the AI when it needs to, and the AI is constantly spewing out numbers. You know, I'm 95% sure of this. I'm 30% sure that. I'm 98% sure of that. And the numbers are just constantly changing. It could say I'm 30% sure that this coin's going to go higher right now, but a minute later it could say I'm 98% sure it's going to go higher. The patterns are constantly changing. And the AI is just, it's like a baby growing up. So I'm so far advanced over everyone else. And when I talk, I sound like I'm bragging, right? But,
You have
I
every
mean,
right.
hey, if you were an expert working on BMWs, then you're the genius and I'm the
Yeah.
idiot
You
because
have
I don't
every
know
right
how
to
to do a
brag.
thing with with a BMW. I don't know how to change a headlight. I don't know how to do anything on that car. However, I watch my brother-in-law or my son-in-law, excuse me, my brother-in-law, no, my son-in-law, he works on, those international cars, BMWs, Mercedes-Benzes, Range Rovers. Man, he can do anything on that. I look at him like, wow, man, you're the smartest guy I ever met.
Yeah.
That's his field. This is my field. My field is robotic trade, conquering the market. And
And you
then I
have.
discovered the market is an insult to humanity. Once you've got this running, you realize it's like, whoa. I mean, I didn't realize I knew I was gonna conquer the market, but I never thought it was at this stage of the game be so easy, really. I've
Free
got
Ed,
this
money
idea.
Barsano.
Edward, you want to grab the last question there by Mr.
The
Dewar?
last question, come on, people.
Yes, yes, yes.
There's
So,
got to be some skepticism out there. I want to hear
well,
this.
there is, and I'm going to post some resources, and then I'm going to give a shameless plug for more resources. But Mr. Dewar says, "Hi. At the beginning of the year, I stopped the trader. I stopped the trader trading my XRP as I want to hold the asset for the long term, and it's up a lot. How can I remove XRP from the trader in kind or not sell, then restart the trader?" That's
Like
easy.
this. Just put XRP there. Uncheck the allow. You see this right here? It says add on price declines. No, no, no. You want to add to it. You just don't want to sell it, right? Just uncheck allow sell. So it'll buy. If I was to click on that right there, I've allocated funds now by spreading the funds. I borrowed the money from these other coins, and I gave $12,000 to XRP to use by hitting spread funds equally. And I
Right.
said, allow adding edit to decliner. That means allow adding while its price is going lower, allow adding as price goes higher. And what that also means is if there's a gap between the two, it can add to the gap. It can buy more in the middle of that if the gap is big enough.
Yeah, that's the most simple way to use the
But don't
trader.
allow it to sell it.
Right. That's the best simple way to deploy the trader for dollar cost averaging. Which if you're a crypto Casey fan, she did a couple months ago. She uses the trader to dollar cost average Bitcoin. Right.
There it
And
is.
it's worked
Here,
out very well for her.
I just now added Bitcoin. Do you notice something though? Let's take a look at something. This coin has $11,000. This top one has 17,000, right? Let's get rid of these coins I just put in. Okay.
Up, one up.
Did I miss it?
XRP. Yep.
All right. Yeah.
You removed one
All
that
right.
you didn't have
Now,
in
if
there.
I get rid of those, see 11,000 and 17,000 at the top. Let's spread the money now to these five. Well, he stayed 11, but this guy went to 18,000. It spread the money to the ones that needed it. And so the more coins you add, the smaller the money available to the other coins is going to be, obviously. So you don't want to put too many coins on there. But yeah,
Yeah.
you can
So
dollar cost these easily. Just go there, 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 spread funds equally, and you're done.
right. Right. So that's if you want to, if you don't want it to trade, if you want to buy, sell, or anything, you just remove the check marks, and it will it
Some
will
people,
have inventory, right? You can remove it. How would you explain it if you want to remove it from the trader altogether without losing?
well, some people do this. Say I already own XRP.
Right.
Let's take one of these. Forget these. Forget the ones that are there. Let's get rid of these. Say I decide I don't want to trade Shiba Inu anymore. I can uncheck the allow buying on declines and allow buying on advancers. And then spread funds equally. So it took the money that was allocated for that coin and it gave it to these other coins. So what happens here then is it's not going to buy any more SHIB, but it's going to allow it to sell as it becomes profitable.
What if you told it not to sell at
Well,
all?
then you're just holding the coin.
Right. Well, that's it to his point. He just wants to hold the coin and doesn't want it to trade. So
then just uncheck all of it. Then just uncheck all of it. So then you're sitting on $99,000 worth of SHIB, but you're not telling it to do anything with it. And
right.
I'm not really opposed to that because these coins are so low that if you turned off your Autotrader for a month or two, the price is going to probably be all the way up here, but you're going to miss a lot of trades in the meantime.
Right.
I don't really like to do that. I don't like to even say allow sell, but don't allow buying, because what happens, the coin drops 20% and then it wiggles down there. You know, like you can see on here, coin market cap. You know, if I tell it don't trade and the price is down here and I'm not doing anything, you know, and then the price jumps up here and then it goes down here and I'm not even going to buy anymore and then it's going to go back up. I don't like that. You know, I mean, the biggest money I'm going to make is what it buys at the bottom. I would never tell it to stop trading a coin. I mean, that's something that would be very rare for me
Yeah.
to.
Well, in his case, he just simply wants to shift his focus to holding XRP for the long term. So that
Oh
is a
yeah, a
solution.
lot of people are doing. He's not the only one.
Right.
He's not the only one. A lot of people are sitting on XRP thinking it's going to go to the moon, and you know, and maybe it does, you know, but yeah, you can uncheck it here across the board, and just tell the auto trader don't trade it. You
Right.
know, sit on the coin.
And
And just
essentially,
buy and
in
go
that
sell.
case, You've
without selling it. You
right.
don't have to sell it.
You've made it invisible to the trader. It knows not to do anything with it.
Right. But you can also, if you wanted to get rid of a coin altogether and just sell it actually, then you can come here. Say I didn't want to close Doge anymore. I could click on the close over here on the right.
Well, why would you do that?
Well, if I wanted to actually sell it, but then I would tell the auto trader, stop the trader from purchasing more. If you don't check this little box right here that says stop the trader from buying more, and you close the position, the auto trader is just going to buy it right back.
Right.
It's going
And
to
that's
close
the
a bigger number, but it won't buy it all back. Or you can also go here. Say I went to Swift here. I can look for, if I had a positive one, that is, where's the, see my top lot here. It's telling you what it's going to buy at if the price goes higher. It's going to tell you what it's going to buy at if the price goes lower. It's telling you what the profit is. Like at the profit, it's got to go to, whoops, where the heck did that go? It's telling you where, let me go back there real fast. Close these. Swift. It's telling you where the price, the target price, like this here, it's saying it has to go to 0093 in order to sell it, to take profit. And the current price, see it says current bid price right here, is 8881. So it's got to go up to 0093. It's telling you, so it's telling you what it's got to go to buy more. It's telling you what it's got to go to sell more. I mean, to sell it and take profits. It's not a black box. It's not a hiding everything. But you can also go, what I was going to say here is, say this one was positive. You don't want to go up at the top and close it because then you're going to close the entire position. If I just want to close this one positive lot, I can click close this lot right here. And then that'll close just that one.
Wow.
If it was positive. Again, even for 1 penny, I never give in. If the price has to go up 1 penny more for me, I mean, not even to make my profit goal, I won't give in. I say no, because I could easily hit the close button too, but I won't. It's like I'm going to make the market do it. I'm going to make that price jump. Because you know what's going to happen? If I'm real close to reaching the goal, it's going to jump 6%. And I'm going to take a 6% more profit on top of my 3%.
All right, so we're out of questions. Let me do a little housekeeping on your part. I know I just posted it, but on your behalf, I mean, for your benefit, I'm going to post in here because I posted it again, but I didn't want to interrupt Ed. So when you click, this is the exclusive Crypto Casey discount. When you click on that link, it's going to take you to the front page. Can you, Ed? Can you?
Yeah, I stopped sharing. Oh, did you want me to share again?
Yeah, if you would just share, if they click on that link, what they see, which is the front page. As we always suggest that you do, it's do your own research. DOYR, as Attila says. Right. So click on click on the one that shows the landing page. Right there, right there. So when you click on her link, it's going to show you this. I think Pam and somebody else was asking about where do you see the examples that you're showing, right? Across the top, you've got videos.
Here, I'm going to bring up her link. GoBabyTrade.com/crypto Casey. If I hit that.
Yep. Same result. That's the landing page.
It's going to give you a special link it's going to give you a special code.
Right.
So if I click buy now, it's going to lower the regular price from $44.99 to $34.99.
Right. And that's what you'll see in that link that I posted. My point being is there's videos, there's frequently asked questions. Before you send an email to either one of the emails that we gave you, look for in the interactive frequently asked questions, because there probably isn't a question that is not in here. If you get through this front line and you still have questions or need potentially the GoBabyTrade team to take a look at your account, if something needs to be adjusted, then send an email. Ed, you just clicked on sample trader. Okay,
Yeah, I was just looking
cool.
at it just to see.
All right. If you would go back to that front page. Okay, right there. So the top traders, that is the top 50 performance. That's number one was well, I can't remember what they were trading, but they started with 3,000 and made 477% on their money. That's the report you're going to see. It has
Yeah,
videos
people
on
ask.
pretty much everything that you need. So there's my larger point is you can do your own research, and we want you to do that.
Well, people ask, can I on this page? People ask me a lot. I'll get emails saying, "Well, how much am I going to make in a week or in a month?" I don't know because that's up to the market. Are we going to have an up month, down month? Is it going to move a lot? I mean, nobody knows what it's going to do. We do know that you're going to have the market trapped at every point. I don't even look at my auto trader. Like today I looked at my auto trader because I happen to be doing a webinar. Otherwise, I really don't even pay attention to it. Because I know it's taken all the money that it can take. I know I'm going to make thousands of dollars a month, pretty much like clockwork, even in a junky market, even in a down market. I know I'm going to make at least $3,000. I mean, there's no
Yep.
just about, minimum, and if it's a great day, a great market, I might make 10,000.
Let me add some context if I may, Ed. So people always ask, how much can I make? Well, we can't answer that question as you just did from a it depends on the market. But let me give you some context. Since the trader was released in April of 2021, over time, not all at once, we called this a life trader a couple of times. Didn't make it all at once, but in less than 4 years, you're 3 years and 8 months, it has 5x'd the
2
money.
years. 2 years and 8 months.
2 years. No, since you released the auto trader. No,
Oh.
not that one. Your original one.
All right.
Right. Sorry. I meant to preface that. Your original trader has
Right.
5x'd its money, its original investment over a 3-year, 8-month. I don't know where you get that kind of money.
The longer you run the auto trader, the more money it's going to make because
Yeah.
it's building inventory. You see, once you've got that inventory, you see this 18 lots. That means 18 buys are stacked up. Losing positions, you can call them, like on the bucket and the well. The price is down here, but I got 18 lots of ACH, 15 lots of Doge, 33 lots of GRT. This is pure gold. I've got this market trapped like that. So like a couple years ago or last year, actually around February of last year, Shiba Inu went up 66% in one day. And I had a ton of inventory to sell off that the auto traders sold off. The very next day, so I sold off all that inventory, but I was still sitting on a lot more inventory that I had above that. And then the next day it went up another 100%. So then the auto trader sold off all that inventory. I mean, it's just like it's kind of like a joke, man. The whole market's a joke to me. Somebody actually said that to me that you're irreverent. I had to Google that. I'm like, what does that mean? He said, you don't respect the market. No, I don't. I have no respect for the market. I think the market's a joke. I think the market's a joke. Look at when ACH back in January 26, when it started running from 2.2 cents to 5.6 cents in 5 days. 2.2 to 5.6. I mean, that'd be like Bitcoin going to like 600,000 or in 5 days. That ain't gonna happen, right? But it'll happen on these lower price coins. So this coin, I just started kicking. I mean, this is all in one day. January 26th, I took $2,200, $2,000, $1,700 on each individual lot. Talk about free money. And this went on for days, man, the 29th. And what was nice, while it was going up, this is what I was saying before. While it was going up, it started wiggling down a little. It was on an uptrend, but it started wiggling down. And when it wiggled down, we bought the software bought more. So then it started selling that off because the price kept going higher. So not only are we selling off the inventory we bought on the way down that we held on to, we started buying more and selling that off too. It's like, I don't know. I think it's so. I mean, I've
Hey,
taken all the
Ed,
sport out of it. I don't know what to say, and it hurts
Ed,
me when I'm talking to people and they don't get it or they don't jump on board, and I'm like, man, you are missing out for this is the biggest money you're gonna make in our generation, in
Ed,
our lifetime. This is the big one. If you miss this one, you've missed it. That's it. And the whales know it. And that's why they're driving these prices down hard because they got the market. They got the public right where they want them. They got the public running scared. You guys all need to do a survey. I want every one of you to at least go out there and talk to people and say, what do you think of the crypto market? Just ask and watch how scared they all are. They're all out of it.
You
And
won't have any more friends.
that just tells me that the whales are loading up at the bottom. Trump's going to turn that $7 billion worth of crypto into 70 billion.
Edward, you want to show that example you show every week?
People ask how much they want to put in, or
No.
should they put in?
Yeah, well, the example of the $5,000.
Oh, yeah. Give me just a second. I'll do a little housekeeping. First of all, congratulations to James. Welcome to the family. I'm going to post this for everybody. This is one of the things I mentioned at the beginning. This is a free community of everybody that wants to be in the family right now. It is open to everybody. If you've not bought the trader yet, fine. Come talk to people that have in the community, and you will be greatly surprised that you'll get a lot of positive feedback, and not because we're paying anybody, just because we're asking for them to show and share their experience. And then the last thing I'll do, and then I'll show that example. Just bear with me a second. If you don't know or have not seen, we post these. You get the replays two ways. First of all, if we don't have a glitch, what we just did last week, then you'll get it in your follow-up email from Zoom from your registration. If not, it is posted usually within 48 hours on our YouTube channel, which I just posted. YouTube at Financial Intelligence, the number 4, the letter U, and you'll find us there. You can also communicate. I would greatly appreciate it if you would like and subscribe and watch the videos and share them. And that helps us. It helps everybody else, because my biggest thanks when I get up in the morning is, how do I get to more people to educate them faster on what the value is that Mr. Barsano has brought to the table. And with that, I will responding to Mr. Hevesy's request. Bear with me. I'm going to share. Okay. So people ask, how much do I have to put in to make money? Well, I don't know. Market dependent, but I can tell you what it's done. I just mentioned to you, in a 90% plus down market over a 3-year and 8-month span. Didn't happen all at once, but it did happen. I promised you at the beginning we would talk facts. So this is actually conservative because it's outperformed that. But let's just say for easy round numbers. And by the way, it's never seen a bull market, or it's never seen a bull trend. So you can only imagine. Again, this is not guaranteed. It's an example of, you saw a couple 100,000 starting with, 100,000 starting with. You saw in the examples of the high traders, you saw 477% return. Those are all facts. But let's just do an example. We talked about this being a life trader. If you purchase the trader, 3,000, it's the discounted price, and you put $5,000 in it, right? Even if you put less than that, you can do the math on these examples. This is just based on 100% what it's done, right? The first 3-year license. By the way, everything after the equal sign is lost opportunity for those that choose not to purchase the trader. Let's look at the trend over time. Your 5,000 end of the first year turns into 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000 at the end of the 3 years. You're 40,000 net gross. I'm sorry. Taking out your $5,000 investment, taking out your investment in the trader license is an opportunity lost of 31,500. Right? Then if I say, listen, Bill, Bob, Mary, give me $1 in 3 years, I'll give you $3. How many dollars are you going to give me? Trick question. All of them. Right? Okay. So are you going to buy the trader again if it just made you 31,000 on 5? Probably, unless you bump your head. So let's go through the second 3 years. It's going to turn into 320,000 in this example, minus your 5 that you started with, minus your 2 licenses because you had to renew it, is an opportunity cost lost of $308,000. That's not bad. Now you're going to go into the next cycle. At the end, this example shows a 9-year window. Your 5,000 turns into, and that's not if you don't spend the money, if you just leave it in there and let it do its thing. Again, this is just an example. Many derivations of it. Take out your 5, take out your 3rd license, meaning 3 times this number, is opportunity lost at 2.5. Now, I don't know about you, but if you're not getting, well, first of all, if you're listening to the talking heads and you believe that there really is 3.2% inflation or 2.3 or whatever made up number that they come up with, ever hear anybody talk about the decreased value of the purchasing power of your money in what's called debasement? Did you know every day, maybe not now because they're shut down for a week, but every day the government, the U.S. government, prints into circulation over $400 million a day. What does that mean? Every day, the value of the purchasing power of your dollar goes down. So if you're not making 20% on your money somewhere legally, then you're just getting broke slower. Let's just say you don't even believe this example, and I can't believe that, right? So what are you making in your bank account? I don't know, something 0.00 something, where you're lending your money to the bank for free, and they're going to lend it back to you. I just received a private loan offer, no credit check, no nothing. Guess what the APR was? 90%. That they were charging me if I wanted to give them my money for free and borrow it back from them. If you're stuck in the trap, don't be embarrassed because that's the way the machine created it. Everything you know about general finance is all made up. It's a scam. It's a scam to keep you working, going to school, getting a job, trading time for money. If what you saw today looks too good to be true, do your research. Join the community that I just posted because you're going to find real people that have been going to school, getting a job, trading time for money, that realize that they now have the ability at some point to work towards not having to do that and buying their own time back. Yeah. So let's say the first example doesn't work for you. 5,000 turns into a net 8,000. That's free money. You're not going to make that anywhere else. You're not even going to make that in real estate. Where else can you put your money that mitigates the risk? Now, I'm going to say in the middle of this, don't change the settings. Buy the trader and don't change the settings. At the end of 6 years, your opportunity lost is 44,000. Anybody that wants to hand me free money, if somebody said to you, give me $5,000 in 9 years, I will show you an account value worth 176,000. That's only at half of its current performance, less than half of what it's been performing at. So other than that, I can only tell you that I'm enthusiastic, and people go, well, you're really enthusiastic. You're trying to sell this to me. No, I'm not. We're not trying to sell this to you. We're trying to educate you on the fact that the wool has been pulled over your eyes for long enough. It's about time you have an opportunity to take your life back. Now, money's not everything. I can tell you time's more valuable than money. Money's not everything, but it's right up there with oxygen. If somebody showed you a way to make money in your sleep, please at least look at it.
Well, what's
Yep.
nice is you don't have to wait years to see it, though. You see the daily profits or the profits every few days. You
Yeah.
see it on the up days. You see it constantly taking money. So you know, it's not like you have to wait around for a bank statement or put your money in a bond and let it sit there for years, and make a little bit of money. You actually see the money going into your save bucket. And if you leave your profits, the default setting is save 100% of your profits. That's the answer to Pamela's question. Leave
Right.
the default setting in your trader is in your profits management under the menu, profits management. It should say percent of profits to save 100%. If you leave that at 100%, all your profits are going to go into the save bucket. And you
Yep.
see it every day. Like the other day, Tilla, you said, your Autotrader, I think it was my $1 million account. You said you took 900,000 in profits. I said, no, I didn't. Remember that? And you're
Yeah.
like, what are you talking about? It says it right on the screen. You took 943,000. I said, I didn't take that. He's like, what are you talking about? And then I went to the filled orders on the lower right at the bottom of the screen. You want me to share my screen again real fast?
I just shared mine to
Oh, all right.
illustrate, right? You
Yeah.
didn't,
And
right.
I said,
I didn't make $43,000. I made 29, 47,
yeah,
33, right?
and it adds up. That adds up to that big money. And
Yep.
that's the name of the game. Just keep taking money. You can't lose. I don't even know if I feel like I'm not allowed to say it or something like it, but it's like free money for life. And nobody can stop it. There's nothing illegal going on here, but yet it's free money. And
Yep.
if you try to tell that to anybody out there, they're going to say you're full of baloney. It can't be. It's impossible. You're being made a fool of, and they're all talking on while the market's going lower, lower, lower. It's like, yeah, watch when this market starts trending higher, baby.
Yeah,
You've been
there's not a
4 year
better time.
downtrend. Watch when this thing starts going up. You guys are gonna go nuts.
Yeah,
You
there's not a
guys are gonna
better
go
time to
with all
be
that money. What's
there's not a
that?
better time to be in a tool like
Oh, you
this.
can't. And
Right.
that's one of the things that I say is some people are waiting for it to go up. No, you want to start building inventory because it's that inventory you bought up here that even while it's going lower, you're loading up. Like I said, Donald Trump didn't buy $7 billion worth of crypto at the bottom. He bought it while it was going lower, 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 lower. And he's accumulating. And man, when that market starts going up, you're gonna sell all that up. This is money in the bank. All that. You ever hear the expression, as long as I owe you, you'll never be broke? Well,
Right.
that's the thing. As long as you're sitting on that inventory, you got the market trapped. They can never go back up. If they try to go up, you keep taking money. And
Right.
you keep taking it every day. You're sticking it to the man every day, man. You're
Well,
just,
the proof,
I love it. And I can't say
the,
enough of it.
the
Thank you,
proof,
Crypto Casey, by the way, for
yeah,
letting me talk to your
absolutely.
audience. You
Thank you,
guys need
Crypto
to watch
Casey.
more of Crypto Casey's webinars. She is so smart.
Yeah,
I
and stay
love it.
tuned. She may be joining us live here in the coming weeks.
That'll be fun.
Well, guys, that's it for this week. We really appreciate you joining us. I always use the analogy of you could only work so hard. And once you make your money's in TradFi, which is traditional finance, really your money's unemployed. And it's our responsibility as individuals and leaders of our families to put our money to work, to employ our money. And I don't believe there's a better way to do it than through this GoBabyTrade trader. There really isn't. It's just make money in your sleep, 25-year track record. It utilizes the AI when it needs to. Proof's in the pudding. The test is over. There's no test. We're way past the test phase of this. It just plain out works.
Yeah.
So we'll see you back here next Wednesday if you want to come back and join us. Edward, any parting words from you? I think you said.
Yes, I want to say I'm so proud of James. Thanks for sharing. He says, but GBT 22 minutes ago, it's already collecting lots.
There you go.
That's the name
That's
of the game. You get
that's
the
awesome.
market trapped. Every time they try to wiggle lower, you trap it down there. Now what are you going to do, market? You want to go lower? I'll go lower. Or are you going to bounce up at least 3%? As soon as you do that little bounce, gotcha. Thanks
Yeah,
for the
This is my parting words are thank you so much for everybody taking time out of your very busy schedule. We are so blessed to be able to share this information with you, right? My goal is and this is my personal, I don't normally share this in public. My personal and professional goal is to please God and serve others. You're allowing me to serve you. So take that for what it's worth. I appreciate everybody that follows and likes and comments and joins us. I'm so grateful for Mr. Barsano for giving us all this opportunity. And I'm also very grateful to my good friend and business partner, Mr. Attila Hevesy. And the same link that you registered to attend, please spread that to everybody that you want to understand and help and serve like we do. Send them here, educate them. Some people are going to walk away and go, I don't get it. It's not real. Okay. But my goal is not to convince you to do anything, not to buy you, simply to provide you the information and let you guys are smart people. Make your own decisions. But if you can find something better, as I always challenge people, if you can bring an opportunity like this that automatically trades, in your sleep, mitigates and eliminates the risk, has 25 years of proven track record, I will personally give you $1,000 in Bitcoin. Not 1,000 Bitcoin, $1,000 in Bitcoin. But I keep throwing that out, and not one comment has ever come back. So I challenge you to do that. And please, if you find something, share it with us because we'd like to know about it too. So with that, thank you so much. I can't wait to see you next week. If you have questions, please do submit them. Go to the frequently asked questions as well. If you want to communicate with us, we're approachable. We're here. Like I said, you have direct access to Einstein that created this for everybody. Go Navy. So you can say that out loud because I'm going to turn it over to you. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, everybody. Look for the recording in, say, 48 hours less than on our YouTube channel. And I'm going to have a surprise. We're close to 1,000 subscribers. If you're the 1,000th subscriber, you're going to get something fantastic. So stay tuned for that. Mr. Barsano.
Go Navy and go Crypto Casey. Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Thank you, Ed.
Stay tuned.
See you next week.
Appreciate everybody.
Bye
Cheers.
now.